Hello, hello, hello. This is Moon Goddess. Hi, this is Moon Goddess. Support our organization, Maya's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. We are live. We are live. I'll be doing a little music thing for y'all soon, where it's counting down, all that fancy stuff. We are live. Support Maya's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. We are a non-profit organization helping the community. We have been in business for over 15, 20 years. I started this out when I was a child. I put it on wax a few years ago, but I've been helping out in the community, feeding the hungry, helping children, counseling, helping the people in need, helping SA victims and victims of rape, and even men, women, children, just helping everybody. Like, subscribe, and share when you come in. Let me know how much you appreciate the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing this information. I know everybody getting off work. I'm running a little late. Got a little behind and everything. It was some accidents. Everybody needed to slow down and kind of be aware of where you're going at. You're driving and all that good stuff we hear in outer space. We somewhere in a galaxy, somewhere in outer space. Happy Tuesday to you. This is Aries Day, the War Day, Mars Day. Happy Aries Day to you, everyone. Give everybody a little time. Give everybody a little time to join us and get in here. Give everybody some time to get in here. We are live. We are live. Welcome, everyone. All right. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to first start out talking about um, what's going on in the community with mental health and different things, and how the lady, I'm a fan of hers. I just found out who she was. Nah. I just found out who she was when I was looking at the internet, and when she came on and everything, talking about the celebrities and different stuff. I was kind of intrigued with her. So, it was just, let me get this out of the way. It was just a thing where can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? This is Moon Goddess. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's wrong? Go to YouTube. Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Moon Goddess 777. We're gonna get into some good conversations today. We're starting to talk about Jaguar Wright, and how mental illness in our community, and how it's handled with this lady. We've been looking at her for a while, and honestly, I'm hoping that she went to court today. I really am. I really I'm really hoping and praying that she went to court today and everything. I don't want to see this. We gotta skip this. I just wanted to play a little bit of this. We're gonna look at a little bit of her real life street stars and how she was talking about her how she was talking about what happened to her and how, you know, the trauma that she I don't know why this is right there. The trauma that she went through and stuff like that. So get it. Okay. Share the screen. Here we are. Okay, we're gonna listen to a little bit of this. We're not gonna do the whole thing, but I'll start off in the beginning. I mean, she is just an awesome
Suzette Wright.
An awesome storyteller. I have to commend her on that. Like, I don't know whether all of this is true or not, and I have no idea like how this has affected her. But from my opinion, this is my opinion. I've been to school or whatever. You know, I've been to school. I majored in psychology and sociology and those subjects. But it's something has happened. There's a unhealed trauma in my opinion. And I have done counseling. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I have not done any counseling or I haven't healed anybody and I haven't went through the therapy. Yeah, I was a great, what is it? A great crisis counselor since the age of 16. I'm a survivor myself. And I'm a survivor of, you know, SA. I'm not going to say to the point of where she went through. But you know, I have experienced it or whatever. You know, I've been exposed to it, the SA, and as a child, and even as a teen or whatever, the grape situation, having to, you know, escape from a situation like that. And a lot of my friends that I was in school with, we were exposed to the boys that we grew up with. The boys that we grew up with, a lot of the guys that we grew up with and stuff. Even some family members were like doing this to little girls, and you know, it affects you. It makes you feel a certain type of way about different things and stuff, and as far as protecting yourself and feeling protected around the opposite sex. So it does affect you. So I'm not only a counselor and have majored in these types of things, I've also experienced these types of things myself. So I'm just gonna play a little bit of this and how she talks about her. This is the real life street stars Jaguar Wright life story part 1. And if you don't know who she is, she's a lady that was in the music industry. I didn't know who she was until I saw her all over the internet talking about you know, the evil that goes on in Hollywood. And then she started spiraling out of control when she started talking about her own personal life. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this. Like, as you come in, like, subscribe, and share. And please support my simple building and education blog.
At John F. Kennedy Hospital in Stratford, that's how you pronounce it, Stratford, New Jersey. I'm a complicated person. And from 1977 to now, it's been a hell of a ride.
Your parents, give me some back from what you know as far as the back history on your father, also the back history on your mother. You can start with your mother if you choose.
No, we'll start with Dad. Let's do the good news first. My father, God bless the dead, God rest his soul, Norman Lindsay Wright Sr.
And I just want to point out something. She goes in on her own. I don't know if that's because of what she experienced with her mother, and that's why she treats her mother like she does now. All in on the years. But it's like that her and her sister, they kind of defend her father, and I don't know if that's because maybe he may have been a better parent, or it's because in our society, you know, they teach us to worship the male. You know, by being a patriarchal society, it could have an effect on how they feel about your dad too, because, you know, a lot of times the woman is always blamed in our our community for generations, and the mill is worship based off of religion and patriarchy and, brainwashing. I just wanted to make that point.
Was the middle child of 9, born in Pitts, Georgia, to David Wright Sr. and Georgia Ann Hardin Wright, who were born slaves. My grandfather was born in 1900. I think my grandmother was born in 1902, and they never liked each other. They had more than 9 kids, but it was 9 that survived the South. And my granddaddy was a song and dance man. He was very popular on the Chitlin circuit, but he was married to a woman that he really didn't want to be with. And he was having a bunch of kids. I know my grandfather loved his family, but the truth is he loved his career more. My Aunt Penny got sick with pneumonia. See, he used to open up for the Nicholas brothers, Fayette and I'm trying to remember the Nicholas brothers' first names. The one that was married to Dorothy Dandridge and Fayette. And my granddaddy used to open up for them on the Chitlin circuit, and he was so good that they guaranteed him a spot at the Cotton Club. And Aunt Penny got sick with pneumonia, and it was all hands on deck back then. A lot of people died from pneumonia back in the 40s down south. He's sharecropper, but that's what he did to support the family, kind of. But yeah, Aunt Penny got sick, and he was late to Memphis. He was supposed to have been meeting the Nicholas brothers in Memphis, and he got.
To everyone that has
I don't have a Prime or whatever you call it.
One place to record, edit, and share conversations.
There, and they had already left, and he missed his spot at the Cotton Club, and he never let nobody forget it. That incident happened in 1940 something. I was born in 1977, and I heard about it all the way up until he died in 1986. My granddaddy was 86 when he passed away, so it was 1986. He died that fall. My Uncle Jello. Granddaddy was 86 when he passed away. He died earlier that year. It broke his heart. My Uncle Jello was his favorite.
Let me know.
My dad was the hardest working and the most dedicated, but my Uncle Jello was his favorite. He was junior, he always wanted to make it.
Was there, from your grandfather to his kids, 9 other children, to your dad, was there any other musical outside of your grandfather?
Everyone in my family is talented. If my father hadn't had such a great disdain for the music industry because of what it did to his family, because of the way my grandfather, you gotta understand, my grandfather, he would get upset and be like, fuck all of you, I can't stand you. I was supposed to have went to the Cotton Club and married Lena Horne and left all y'all niggas in the South.
Okay.
I was supposed to have went to the Cotton Club and married Lena Horne.
1 second. Okay, so we are going to talk about what she was just saying. You see, whether the story is true or not, it's true to her. Maybe she's a great storyteller. I give her that. She's a very intelligent lady. Has a very beautiful voice, very talented. I didn't know anything about her till I started seeing her circulate on the internet, talking about what she experienced in the music industry. And we do know there are a lot of wicked, nefarious things that go on in that industry. For those people to even, get to the levels that they are, they have to do a lot of sacrificing and a lot of wicked things. But but yeah, we just talking about what she went through and how it affected her. So I'm gonna fast forward it some, because we're not gonna sit here and look at this whole thing. But I'm gonna go up to the part where she talks about you know what, some of the things she went through to maybe, you know,
I
shape her
ran out
personality
the
too.
crib,
Oh, we
half
gotta go back.
naked, dragging my pants on one leg. Before I got to the door to get to the street, I pulled my pants up and I ran to White Horse Pike.
We're gonna go back a little bit. She talking about the grape that happened with her she talking about the grape that happened with her sister's fiance. And I don't think that was the only time that she got grape, but she said that was the time that really, you know, affected her because the family, you know, I don't think the family really paid it any mind, but I'm gonna play it.
Respect me. So yeah, I went to my sister's house and she was stripping at some piece of shit bar in Frankfurt. Stripping and getting high. Her fiance, Jamie Wallace, was supposed to have been going to Atlanta with his cousins and his uncle and his brother for the weekend. So the apartment was supposed to have been empty except for when my sister was home. I needed some time alone. I could have called my friends. I could have hung out with my friends. I could have called my dude Tweet. Tweet would have came pick me up. We could have burned one. Like, I wanted to be alone. So I went to my sister's place. She was at work, and her boyfriend was supposed to have been in Atlanta for the weekend. I got there. I took the bus to 554. Got off at La Martinique Bowling Alley. The apartments was right across the street, Stratmere. She left the key under the mat. I went to the apartment. All I did was listen to music and smoke a joint and a couple of Lucy's that I bought. Ate a poor man meal, 3 chicken wings, rice and gravy. And I laid down on the couch. She called, check on me, see if I made it in the house okay. I told her I was sleeping on the couch. She was like, no, you can lay down on the bed. Ain't nobody gonna be there. You ain't gotta sleep. I was like, no, that's you and Jamie bed. I don't need to sleep in your bed. I'll just lay here on the couch. I'll be fine. She said, ain't nobody, you ain't got no company. I was like, no, I just wanna be alone. And she said, just lay down on the bed. I'll wake you up when I get home and we'll have breakfast and we can talk about what happened with you and Dad. So I laid on her bed. I didn't get under the covers. I didn't even take my clothes off. I only took my shoes off. I left my socks on, everything. I went to sleep. And when I woke up, Jamie Wallace was on top of me. I was trying to get my bearings. You gotta understand, I'm 14, 15 years old, about to turn 15. At that time, I was 104 pounds. I was only 5'3.5". I was little. I was barely wearing a size B bra. I think I was like a B32. I was little. He climbed on top of me, pulled my pants down and rigged them around my ankles so I couldn't run. I knew you was gonna feel like this. I knew you would feel better than your sister. You gonna be the shit when you grow up. He's fucking saying this shit while he's raping me. I fought him off. I kicked him in the nuts. I got one of my feet loose. I ran out the crib, half naked, dragging my pants on one leg. Before I got to the door to get to the street, I pulled my pants up and I ran to White Horse Pike, Route 30. Wasn't no bus.
Starting an online store is easier than you think.
I don't
Let
have
me show you how
Prime.
to
Apology
quickly
about
open one
that.
with Shopify.
Site. So I just ran. I was on the track team. I was real fast when I was young. I must have ran 3.5 miles until I finally caught up with a bus. I got on the bus and took the bus, got off, Taunton, White Horse Pike in Berlin. It's a dark road, about 2 miles to the crib. And all I did was repeat the Lord's Prayer over and over, and I walked all the way home. I got in the house, went in my parents' room, and my mom was on the phone gossiping. I told her I had to talk to her. I didn't quite know how to tell her what had happened to me. Me and my mother never talked about, we had never had the mother-daughter sex talk. And she was such a fucking prude. How the fuck do you explain what just happened? And I said, Mom, he done terrible things to me. He'll fuck up.
This is Moon Goddess 777. We are live here on my channel talking about, at this part we talking about how mental health and different mental issues and possession and stuff affects the black community, and how it's looked over and looked at amongst the indigenous slash black community. And this is Jaguar Wright talking about her story of her life story of how she came to be who she is and how it affected her. She's at the point where she's talking about the great that happened to her. She said it happened more than once, but this was a time when it was her sister's fiance, and she's describing how she ran home and told her mom after it happened, and she was trying to be able to stay over to her sister's house, and she thought she was there by herself, and the sister's fiance, raped her or whatever, and she was only like 14, 15 years old. So I'm gonna let it continue to play, but I have fast forwarded because we can't look at the whole thing. We've got some other stuff to talk about and tie up, but I'm gonna play some more of this so that as you come in, like, subscribe, and share. Support Mayat's Temple, and welcome.
A monster. Shelly can't marry him. I gotta call my sister. She can't fucking marry him. And my mom said, well, she's pregnant. I said, yeah, he's a fucking rapist. She can't marry him. He's a monster. Well, I don't know if I would tell her if I was you. Well, why not? Well, women don't like hearing bad things about their men. That was the first time I realized how fucked up in the head my mother was. I said, well, I need to go to the hospital. I need to call the police. Oh, no, you can't do that. If you do that, your father will just... No, he'll kill Jamie, and Shelly has to get married. She's pregnant out of wedlock again. She has to get married. I said, he's a fucking monster. I'm like, okay, I can't get through to you. Call my sister. My sister got home from the club. I made my mom take me in the middle of the night back to the apartment. Shelly got into the car. I told her everything that happened, exactly as it happened. Her I could have that conversation with very easily because that was the person that I talked to about life shit. What a mistake. Because that bitch ain't got no good advice for no fucking body. So after I tell her everything and say, you cannot marry him, that motherfucker's evil. And she looked at me and said, well, I'm just going to have to talk to him and see what he got to say about it. I said, fuck you need? I'm telling you what the fuck he done to me. Yeah, well, we just gonna have to see what he got to say. And that's when I was like, all right, I'm going home. Good luck with that. Her and my mom got together. They worked the story. I was jealous that she was getting married because I didn't have no boyfriend. I'm fucking one of the greatest rappers ever fucking lived in the world.
Se você está iniciando um canal no YouTube, eu tenho três coisas para te falar. Primeiro ponto é entender o seu...
I don't know what he's saying.
And they fucking ain't know it. But I'm jealous of a crackhead rapist. I'm fucking Lamont Coleman on the side. Promised to Dr. York's son.
Oh, wow.
In the front. And I'm jealous of a crackhead fucking rapist that rapes little girls?
Oh, wow.
That's what they told my father.
So yeah, she doesn't change the story. She keeps saying that about what happened with her and the sister's fiance, and also with Dr. York. She was promised to Dr. Y'all know who that is. Y'all look him up. That's the we can look him up right now actually if you want to, but some of the people know what you call it, awoke. People know who Malachi. He had like a whole nation, didn't he? And he said he was from what planet? he knew about the star systems, and I mean, he was pretty really. That's where he had a whole nation who came from under that we know of. Music Soul Child was raised in that community nation, or I ain't gonna say, I don't say cult in a bad way, cause all cult, just the word cult just means mysterious and unknown and hidden. It doesn't necessarily, it's been demonized or stigmatized to seem like something bad, but it's actually not. So yeah, Music Soul Child came from that cult, and he was also, you see how he can sing and connect and stuff. So he really is a musical muse. So yeah, what I wanted to let everybody see is that you see that this is why she is who she is today, and from the way she talks about her sister, it doesn't seem like there has been any like reconciliation or healing done. She's about me if she's about 46, about 46, 47. So that's a long time from the teenage years, like the age of 14, 15, to carry that type of for her to carry that type of trauma. And now we see that now it went from her talking about Jay-Z and all the other Hollywood people, and she performed with all these great people. It went from her talking about them, and then it went into her personal life. So we see now it's like the song Kanye had from back in the day, building it up till it all falls down. And she said this has happened more than once. I see a lot of undealt with this. These are my opinions. Yes, I counsel. Yes, I went to school for this. I majored in psychology, sociology, and I have been a counselor, great counselor since the age of 16, and I have helped people and healed people and counseled people, but these are still my opinions. I think that what we see with her is a lot of unhealed trauma, and she reminds me honestly of me when I was a teenager. I can relate to some of the things that she is feeling. She's a free spirit, but has a lot of hurt and pain. That's a lot of hurt and pain and being misunderstood. And she seemed to always talk about how she was looked over. When she told her family, she said she'd been through that type of thing before, but when it happened with the sister-in-law's fiance, I guess she married him, that was her brother-in-law, ended up being her brother-in-law, that really bothered her, and she breaks down and cries if I play a little bit more of this. But you can go back and look this up. It's the if you want to look at the whole thing, because I can't play the whole thing, but it's called Jaguar Wright Life Story Part 1, Real Life Street Stars, exclusive candid interview. And I don't think she wanted this release. I know I heard her on excuse me. I know I heard her say the other day that she didn't want them to release it. She was just incarcerated, and they recently let her out. I think the fans raised a GoFundMe, and they got her out on bond and stuff. But she says she had an agreement with them not to release it right now, and they did it anyway. So I'm not gonna stream the whole thing. You can go look at it over there on Real Life Street Stars or whatever. But I'm just using this as an example to talk about mental illness in the black community, or I say indigenous, the indigenous black community, and how it's handled, and how we don't listen to people pain a lot of times. I know I'm guilty of it. I've been through it myself, where I've been looked over and not listened to, and I tell somebody that something happened to me, or even as a child or a teenager, people, they think, I think they don't look at it in a serious way because they've experienced too. As a teenager and as a child, I used to think that, it was unfair, but I'm thinking now, like, they probably went through some of the same stuff. Not making excuses, because it's no excuse for what goes on in the community as far as SA and graping, and how we are hurting each other, and how it's pushed under the rug, and a lot of people are abused by their own siblings or their parents and stuff like that. It's not just in our community, it's across the board. But I'm just talking about how we handle it as a group. We don't talk about things, we don't handle it in a healthy way, because it's been passed down. I think that all you gotta do is go to church and pray about it, and Jesus will fix everything. We really put too much on Jesus. I think we don't want to do the work ourselves and be accountable for looking the other way and not having these difficult conversations. It's time to sit down and have. It's not comfortable. Like, I know a lot of things that my children talk to me about. It's not comfortable. It some things it take me a while to digest. Like, I mean, it's not comfortable at all. I have to get off my high horse and realize that, I'm not perfect. My stuff stink. I say it. My shit stink too. Like, we all in this together. I'm not up here trying to act like, well, I got it all figured out and I'm telling you this and that. No, I'm going along like everybody else. I'm trying to figure it out too. We in this together, So I'm just trying to figure it out and see what works and what don't work. So maybe this time around we can do it better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like we failed that generation, my children's generation, millennials. Maybe we can do something about the alpha, the generation alpha. Maybe we can come together and be honest and have these biblical conversations and find a way to do better for the future generation. So we can't, as a society, as a community, we don't really have a community. But as a people, we can't keep going on like it's all okay and we don't have to talk about it and just pray about it. It's gonna be all right. It's not all right, and we have a lot of anger. Like, she's angry with her mom right now with the undealt with, because I say that she didn't take accountability, and I could say that about her and say, oh well, she didn't do like I did. I went and did my shadow work and I fixed myself, but I can't look at it like that. Everybody don't handle stuff the same. It was hard as hell for me to get to the place where I am now, to the place where I can look at myself and see the faults in me and see that, I'm not perfect, and I make mistakes, and I wasn't the perfect parent, and I wasn't the perfect this, and I wasn't the perfect that. That's a lot for a person to face within themselves, especially if they feel like they're the victim. If you've been playing the victim so long and it's me, woe is me, everybody's hurt me. When you get to that mindset, do you realize how much of a pat you got to give yourself on the back and the shoulder and the legs and everywhere? When you get to that point where you get out of that victim mentality, because I'm one of them. I raised my hand. I was a person that hid it real well and masked the fact that I thought everybody owed me something. I thought everybody did me wrong. I thought everybody was my enemy. I did. I was a victim Olympics. But you wouldn't have never known because I was still functional with it. I was still doing what I needed to do in society and hiding it and smiling in place of the tears and, going home and letting my hair down and really showing, being to myself and breaking down, but I didn't let the world see how much I was going through. It always, it appeared to be okay, but it wasn't okay. But it's a very big deal for you to take accountability, and it's not easy to do. We see a lady that is in her mid ages of 45, 46, and I consider that young. I wonder why. But yeah, she hasn't taken accountability for the things. Now, I'm not saying it's her fault that she went through these things, and people will say, well, she was very promiscuous, and maybe she was in the wrong places, and maybe she was doing it. And that's a patriarchal mindset, because it's no reason for a woman to be great or assaulted or that she was a child. When this happened, allegedly she was only like 14 or 15 years old. In America, that's still considered a child. Now, maybe in other countries that's an adult, but in America that's considered a child. Yeah, and like I said, like, subscribe, and share, and support my yacht symbol. I have the contact information in the description box, and if you look at my channel under the the description, it'll give you all the information and the details. But thank you for joining. Thank you for your time. Please let me know if you can hear me and everything. Let me know if this is a conversation that you're interested in. And women, not only women, imagine how hard it is for a man to talk about stuff like this. Like, I mean, this happens that we think we need to protect the girls. But see, I was always protective of my boys because for some reason, I think Big Mama, I was able to know what time it was, what was going on in my community with the down low and all this and that and all that stuff, and seeing how the men, they really be too close as homeboys, and I was always suspicious of that, like, and I never really felt secure with my even my boys being in certain circles and stuff, and people keeping them, and even if I was dating somebody, I mean, you got back then you had to be careful with the biological parent. I was particular with I ain't even gonna front, and you got to be like that now because it's parents too. They have broken us down to the point and so bad until you don't even know if you could trust a biological parent and stuff. But it's sad when you grow up with people like that. What she went through, that was a family member, a brother-in-law, or a sister fiance. Oh, they picked a fine time. I know y'all hear that. But a family member or whatever. I never heard this happening before. And I've been here since January. And this is the first time. And this place where I'm at, it never gets warm. It's like a tropical environment. Even in January, it was warm here. And I never heard that before. Wow. Wow, amazing. But I don't know. Maybe we can continue on. Let me know if y'all can hear. Because I know I got some... what time is it? It's like... Here, it's like 3 something. But let me know if you can hear because there's some stuff going on outside. Actually, she... This is what molded her into who she is. And I see this as a lady with a lot of unhealed and undealt with trauma. She hadn't had those difficult conversations. Maybe she has with her mom, but I think she said her mom, to quote me if I'm wrong, but the mom has always had schizophrenia and bipolarism, and she has that too. So I don't know if she was born with it because that has nothing to do with intelligence. I don't know if she was born like this because a lot of mental illness in our family has been passed down due to the fact of being in survival mode and abuse and slavery and whatever. I say prisoner of wars. Whatever they did to them, that trauma has been passed down. So yeah, it does affect your descendants and stuff. And also, she said her dad was in the military. And she goes in here to talk about, which I'm not going to play it, but you can look at it again. Like I said, it's the Jaguar Wright life story part 1, the real life street stars. If you're a fan of hers, she might not want you to look at it. I'm a fan. I don't agree with all the shenanigans and stuff like that, But I'll try to let her know if I gotta put it in a comment like, you sister, you out of pocket, you out of control. I try to keep it real as possible because I know. I understand where she coming from because I sort of used to act like that when I was a teenager. I was really like angry and had a lot of hurt and a lot of bitterness, and I felt misunderstood. I felt like nobody wanted to believe anything I was saying. I just felt like I was on my own. So I kind of know where she coming from. I kind of feel her or whatever. I'm glad I'm not like that now, because I've done a lot of work on myself. But what in the world? I've done a lot of work on myself, but had I not done the work, I would probably be worse off than what she is. I'd probably be a lot worse off. But yeah, we just have to have those difficult conversations in our community, and we have to take accountability and see, like, what have we done, like, to call somebody to. And I think that's why the mom is really so understanding and let her just, do whatever she want to do with her money and stuff. Because she might feel good. Because she said her mother was really crazy and violent. But the dad could have been too. But like I said, in our society, we've been taught to worship the male. And, they're a lot easier on the males than they are the women. And I'm in this society too. So I'm peeling off layers of being a part of the patriarchy. And I'm peeling off layers of the male worshiping too. So I'm, like I said, we are the collective. Yep. So I might play just a little bit more of it and everything, but I'm not. I'm just gonna play a little bit more, and then we're gonna get into talking about the big man.
If I came to him talking about this shit that I made it all up because I was jealous and not to believe me. That's what my mother and my sister did to me after I was raped. I contracted the clap and crabs and gonorrhea. I wasn't allowed to go to the hospital. I wasn't allowed to talk to the police. My god brother Kenyon took me to Planned Parenthood down to CDC, South Philly, on Broad Street, so I could be treated for VD and pregnancy, get my HIV test. I went through all that by my fucking self, and my family ain't helped me with shit. And 3 months later, I had to sing at that motherfucking wedding. I had to sing the Lord's Prayer and watch my father walk my sister down the aisle to the pussy that had just raped me. And this bitch fucking Jamie, piece of shit, fucking South Philly Tasker Project, piece of shit motherfucker sitting there smiling with a shit-eating fucking grin. He wasn't smiling because he was happy to get married. He was smiling because he knew in that moment that he'd gotten away with murder and he wasn't never going to go to jail for what he done to me. Fuck you, Jamie. I hope you catch something they can't cure. Well, maybe somebody rape you the way you raped me. Maybe I ought to pay somebody to do it. Maybe I'll finally fucking feel better. I've been gang raped by fucking worse than you, bitch. And you're the only rape that haunts me. I guess because you still breathing, because the rest of them pussies ain't. Don't nobody get to touch me for free. And you ain't dead yet. You owe me! You owe me fucking flesh, bitch! And fuck my fucking sister. I told her until she fucking publicly acknowledged what they done to me, she can't call herself my sister ever again. Fuck you and your motherfucking kids that you had with that rapist, bitch. Ooh. I don't give no fuck if our mom was raped and all our aunts was raped and if incest was fucking normal. It wasn't ever normal to me! I can't.
At Grammarly, our vision is to improve lives by improving communication. We do that by empowering teams with AI communication assistance.
Okay. So we see that we see what happens with unhealed and undealt with trauma and how it affects people. A second. And how this has affected this lady's life to the point where at this point it seems like she has really hit the rock bottom of it's time to either, do some healing or time to let some things go. I don't know, but I just pray for her, and I pray that, anybody else that's facing these types of things, that they, got somebody to talk to, and if they don't, they can find it in themselves to, go within and do some healing or whatever, some shadow work and whatnot. 1 second. So now we're gonna get right into talking about that ceremony, the passing of Jackie O, and what was going on at that funeral, what was going on, and I just seen yesterday about the dad. I didn't see the whole thing, but I just seen that the dad was making a speech. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna see. I thought I had it. Here we go. See what everybody think about this. And this is gonna be Night and Day Network. Shout out to them. This gonna be Night and Day, and they advertising their Okay, this is the speech of DC Young Fly, and then we're gonna go in and look at the father's speech. See what the daddies had to say. Okay.
I'm super God fearing.
What'd he say?
And before I speak, I pray that God grant me the energy to convey whatever message that I need to tell y'all, so we can all have a total understanding. It was hard for me to get my thoughts together and my words and my emotions so I could speak at one time. But as days went by, I got better, because I was remembered in Genesis, the life of Joseph. One thing about my boy Joseph is he never complained. And if you read Genesis, and if you're a man of the word, like you say, Father, we Hebrew. So I know you wanted me to throw that out there. Shalom, brother. If you read, I like that Genesis teach you first about Joseph before they break it off into any other story, because if you're paying attention, Joseph is getting hit constantly with obstacle and obstacle and obstacle and obstacle. And if you really read deeper and you understand, Joseph ain't never said, "Why me, God?" And if you're a firm believer, then if God got, his hands on you, then we're going to be straight. And that's one thing I know, that we gonna be straight, Do we understand? No. But I don't lead by the flesh, I lead by the spirit. And sometimes life hits you with a curveball, but that's for anybody out here that's going through something, man. So you got to stick it through, man. I don't really care for the applause. I just want you to get the message. You got to stick it through no matter what you're going through in life, man. Because somebody always going through something worse than you. And guess what? We here today, but somebody going through burying 3-4 folks at the same time. But we got to understand what she did, and her input in what she did on this earth, man. She made sure our kids was loving each other. They praying. I'm talking about at a young age. I don't even know what Nana be saying, but she praying. And I sit here to tell you, anybody, man, if you're going through with anybody, man, just problem is really small, man. Problem is really small, man. You always want to have a good relationship with any and everybody. Don't matter what's going on in life, just make sure the relationship is good. You dig what I'm saying? And if for those who know me, they know I got a great spirit. I be smiling and I give support and I try to uplift you in all type of ways, just because I feel good when other people feel good around me. So when I really be saying I be taking energy from people, I be dead serious. If you happy, I'm over there soaking up the energy. And if you bad, I'm going this way. But that's just how I am, because I know as a human being, I wouldn't be able to deal with none of y'all. As a human being. But since I know God got me, I'm willing to put up with y'all. And if we gotta be the example, if we got to be the example for everybody else, or for anybody that's going through something, I'm here to tell you, man, look, y'all was probably feeling for us, swearing that we ain't know what he was gonna do, his mind gone crazy. Listen, man, I've been dealing with trauma all my life, man. It just so happened this is new to me because I never had a rib to leave. But I'm here to tell you as a firm believer, man, God makes no mistakes. Don't question nothing. Don't even question what we going through. Because we're going to go through it and get through it, because my God is going to give us the strength to get through it. You dig what I'm saying? But most importantly, that this entire family needs is prayer. Pray for us, man. Send good energy our way. This ain't hard, but it sure ain't easy. Dig what I'm saying? Because it
I wanted to give you this for
I don't
Christmas,
have the
and get
Prime.
this. You can get this without even showing your face.
ain't. It ain't. And for those who see me, y'all know I pray a lot. Because life is real. And if I didn't pray a lot, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. But I'm sitting here strong, letting you know, chin up, chest out there. I'm straight. My kids, we good. Because like I said, we led by the Spirit and not by the flesh. Are we hurt? Yes. We're human. We got emotions. My children know God is real. Ain't that right, baby? Don't you know that? Don't you know we God fearing? Ain't mama with us? Ain't we gonna keep going? Know that. And I want everybody in here, if you don't take nothing from today, man, I don't care whatever you going through in life, listen, man. Find your relationship with God. She had a beautiful soul. She was a great mother. I'm talking about super great mother. Super great mother. Super great mother. And we're going to continue that. We're going to continue that love. And if y'all ain't in that book, get in that book. Read Genesis. Understand the life of Joseph. Joseph going to teach you some things. Because it don't matter wherever Joseph laid his feet, God made him in charge. And Jack, you know I love you, girl. You know.
What?
You know. But you know, we here, baby. We here. Like you said, it feel like a dream. Feel like a fairy tale, but you know, hey man, this ain't no fairy tale. And if Joseph didn't complain, I won't either. I love y'all, I appreciate y'all. And I seen every post, I seen every message, even though I ain't had the energy to text back, but look, that kept me up too. Just knowing that y'all knew I was God-fearing and y'all seen that early, so I said, so y'all be paying attention then. So you know it ain't me. And if you know I had God before, you think, what you think now? What? So when you see me, please understand, man. When you see me, please understand that it's not me. I don't have the energy or strength to deal with none of you. When you see me, when a smile is on my face and I'm kicking it and I'm happy, the higher power granted me the strength to continue to keep going. I love you, Jack. These kids are beautiful, man. God granted that strength to have 3. You know, I was trying to have 7 more. She gonna beat me up for that one. But I love you, girl. And I want our kids to understand that you had a beautiful soul. And you didn't leave us. You in heaven. Your spirit is with us. You're still here. And we got an amazing support system. We got a beautiful support system. And it came out. Love you. Everybody in here, keep God first. And always remember, listen, do not complain. You may have a valid reason to lose your mind, but that don't mean it's right. Because I got a valid reason to go buck wild, but that's not gonna get me and my children and my family nowhere. They gotta see the strength so it can be instilled in them. My kids got strength. That's why I'm able to stand today. My baby Nala looked at me and said, "Daddy, what's wrong?" I ain't even say nothing. She looked at me and said, "Don't worry." She don't even know what's going on. Nala came in and said, Nova came in and said, "Daddy, I'm happy." Spirit moved in me and said, "Man, if my children happy, then I'm happy. And if they can do it, I can do it. And if Joseph can do it, we can do it." So keep God first, y'all. I love y'all.
Zeolite is one of the most amazing minerals of our age. Millions of people have been using detoxification.
Okay, we talking about detox and stuff. Okay, so what does everybody think about it? What do y'all think about it? Let's pause it. It's very sad. Rest in peace and rest in power to Miss Jackie O, the beautiful Miss Jackie O. She reminded me of a biracial Marilyn Monroe. I won't say black because a lot of times if they got a black parent, we automatically say, black. But her mother was a European and her father was indigenous black man. But he seemed to be preaching at her funeral, right? Pretty strong of him to do that. Pretty tough. Like, who can do that? Like, I know everybody. I got some family members that could probably do that because they mostly preachers and stuff like that. Preachers and you people I grew up with as preachers and pastors and ministers. I guess they. But and a comedian is the same kind of the same thing. They're truth tellers and know how to great orators, meaning great public speakers and stuff like that. So I won't say it was a bad speech and drag him to the point where I'm just like, he just, it's something that's off. And it's my opinion. I'm a woman, and, I already kind of, know some other things too surrounding this. I know that if you are saying you a Christian, you wasn't supposed to have a babies out of wedlock. He should look like he would have married a lady after having 3 babies and stuff. But we don't know the inside details or the inside story. Some people think it was a sacrifice. Heck, I'm one of them. I'm gonna just keep it real. I do. I honestly do. I think so because this is my opinions. This is not based on any facts. This is Moon Goddess 777 opinions. I really do. I think it was. I think that I don't see. I honestly, these are my opinions, and it's not based on any. I really don't see what she saw in him. Honestly, I don't. But that's me, and they probably done said that about me too, concerning who I was with. But I don't see what she saw in him. But I really feel like this lady, God rest her soul, I feel like she had low self-esteem. And I know I've seen where this guy was like talking about he wanted some pussy, and he was talking kind of, she just seemed like she had her mess together, and he was just like something she, you know how you date them boys from the hood, and you be like, when we go places, you gotta pull your pants up, and you gotta cut your hair when we go to meet my family, and it sounds like I'm familiar, don't it? You know them people you gotta kind of raise when you get with them and stuff, cause they ain't got no daggone decency, and they ain't got no what you call it, class. Yeah, it seemed like when she got with him, she had to put him on to a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, like the kind you meet, and he just ain't got no kind of. He cuss in front of old people and preachers and pastors and stuff. You know them kind when you gotta tell them like, don't be saying that if when we go out in front of these older people, and don't be patting me on my butt and put. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, them kind. He just, I don't know. And it seemed like he didn't appreciate. This is all Moon Goddess 777 opinions, y'all. It seemed like it's me. This is my opinion. This is how I feel. I'm not saying this is no fact or nothing like that, but it just, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do all that, and I'm a person that know how to act and all that. Like I get on. I done been on TV. Y'all done seen, some of my people done seen me on TV, and if I need to act, I'll act. But I don't know. That'd have been that would have been. Ooh, it just seemed. It's to me, y'all. It's my opinion. It just seemed like she was a sacrifice, yo. It seemed like it's all. Now, y'all, I'm gonna fast forward it on. Now, he did a pretty decent speech. If you're looking at a black film or Death at a Funeral, but it don't seem like a speech where you're talking about the lady that you love that laid down. You know how hard it is to have one baby for a man, one baby. For a man that you got a ring, that you even married to. She done laid down and had 3, and he talking about how he a God-fearing man, and how he's spiritual. See, these people take this religious stuff, and even these spiritual people that's into this spiritual stuff, they put it on like a shirt, and they wear it when they want to, and take it off when they want to. But see, they playing around because ain't no way in the world, spiritual God-fearing man, and you didn't make this woman, and if you're a Christian, you supposed to make her into an honorable woman. She was not supposed to pass from this world, lay down, and you lay down, they say you a hair away from death, and it's true. Because I done had children. You are a hair away from getting up out of here. It ain't no way in the world he's supposed to be talking about he a God-fearing man, how he loved God, and he's so spiritual. 3 babies, and I ain't even putting it all on him. I'm not a man. I love men. I'm not a feminist or none of that. I don't have nothing against no man. I'm just keeping it real. If this is a spiritual God-fearing man, where is the daggone title of your last name in the ring? Where is it? I'm scratching my head because it don't make no sense. And we got to do better. I'm not just talking about y'all. We got to teach our girls better. We got to do better because they don't feel like it's something that we failed them. We failed them somewhere. We failed them somewhere. This is what we got to look forward to. Now that was we failed our children. We have failed it. We have failed our children. We failed them. If this is what she felt like that she had to deal with in this world, like this is what she could, the best she could do is this. And I ain't got nothing. God bless his soul, God bless his mama, God bless him. I wouldn't want that coming to my table. I wouldn't care if y'all look at it, people having money. I don't care if they got $1 billion, if they piss poor morally. That's the problem that we have in our culture. We look at people with money, if they can buy a Bentley, if they can buy a house and this and that. But see, them same people that got that money, listen to this. If they ain't got no morals, if they got money, that gives them more power to do wickedness. Okay? I ain't saying that's the case with this young man. But what if it is? Okay? Now, we admire people when they get these popular statuses and stuff like that. But it's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous thing. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm saying these are my opinions based off of moon goddess interpretations and perceptions of things. But it's very dangerous for people that don't have. I'm not even saying they got to be religious, but if they don't have morals and they don't have like a righteous, balanced mindset, or they don't have that love in them, it's very dangerous for them to have a lot of money, because a lot of boundaries that the people that got morals, that got that love in their heart, and that got them standards wouldn't cross. When these people that got all this money and they ain't got no morals, then they get that money, it's a lot of things that you being righteous wouldn't do that these people would do. And you think they you think they don't know how to look at the big picture and brush it on off and act like, hey, we took one for the team. Man, we have to start teaching our daughters and our sons. It's not all about the fame, money, and fortune. What are these people about? Who raised them? That's the main thing. Who raised these folks, honey? Who raised them? And I'm gonna show you today. This my heart. Matter of fact, I'm like somebody said in the comment section, they're gonna light a candle. I'm gonna send healing to this lady even now that she gone on. I'm gonna send more healing energy to her, because she was going through it. The lady didn't have it to be that beautiful. I'm realizing something. The more prettier that you are, and the more attractive you are in this world, it seems like it's harder for you. Shoot. It seems like the more beautiful. Look at Marilyn Monroe. Look at Dorothy Dandridge. Hey, look at even the ones like Beyonce. We think that lady got it made. What if she don't? We think the most beautifulest people in the world. This lady didn't think she as beautiful as she was, and she's on my thumbnail, and that's her with that pink shirt on, with the shirt cut off and the belly showing and stuff like this. And if you're not satisfied with yourself, and you don't love yourself, and you get with these people that's energy vampires and stuff, and they just never said, you ever been around a friend or a family member, or you yourself ever encountered somebody that they take and take and take and take and take? It's never enough. They're never satisfied. It's always something you need to do better. It's always something you need to get them more. And then when you get them more, that still ain't enough. A bottomless pit. A bottomless pit. And it's not necessarily you, but it's something in you that have attracted this person. And sometimes we have parents like that. Sometimes we got parents that we can never make happy and we can never satisfy. No matter how much we do, they never gonna be satisfied with us. Because why? Because these people are not satisfied with themselves. It ain't necessarily got to be a significant other. It don't have to be a boyfriend, a husband, or wife, or a girlfriend. It can be a friend. It can be a parent. It could be a family member. It can even be a child in certain situations. But But now I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna take y'all to this and let y'all see what the speech that the daddy made. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me, people. Thank you. This is Moon Goddess 777. Support our organization, Mayat's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. We are expanding at this time. I can't spell word for daggone. Here we go. The information is in the description box of how to get in contact with us. Now, where is the one I'm looking for? Here we go. I got it right where I needed to be. Yep.
Attention business owners.
Once I
if
get
you're
through
a
this,
business owner, you can get free access.
Y'all
to
about
this
to hear
book,
this. I'm gonna play the whole thing.
Material.
I'm about to back it up a little bit. Okay.
Oh no. Oh,
we do not have Prime. Here we go. Alright, guys. So this is Jackie old daddy now. That's why I pray for this lady even now. I'm gonna light a candle for her because she has something to deal with. This I don't understand, bro. I'm gonna let y'all hear it for y'allself, then we're gonna discuss this. Listen to this speech. I don't understand how people could be moved to tears, but y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all can comment or whatever. I mean, I'm open for, you know, if you wanna, you can even join now. Later on, I'll make it so in this stream, if you wanna come up, you wanna come up on the you wanna come up here, you can come up here and all that. I'll figure out how to do it. I think all you gotta do is just hit the link or whatever, and you can come in the studio. But okay, y'all, here we go. Y'all ready? This is Jackie O's father. Now this is Cynthia G. Y'all know she went in on this. Y'all know, if y'all know who Cynthia G is, y'all can look her up. But this is Jackie O's father speaks at funeral, and he says Eve was white and made from Adam's pink rib. Okay, and this is Cynthia's G version. This was only like yesterday. If you want to see the whole thing and how she broke it down, you know, she all about proving her point. But it's the Cynthia G. Jackie O father speaks at funeral. Eve was white and made from Adam's pink rib. But I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm just gonna play a little bit of the speech, y'all, so y'all can hear it. And then we going on to the other stuff. I can't get in here and just play the whole thing because you know Cynthia going in. Okay.
Where do these white people come from? Where do these black people come from?
Okay.
Who with me?
Let y'all hear it from the beginning so it won't be looking like I'm being biased.
Your DNA.
Okay. He ain't say not one thing about his daughter though. I don't get it.
Woman of no color, and also what he felt about his own daughter, and we can tell that based on his comments here. And I also want to show you guys some comments off of the YouTube channel that I found this video on, because while most people are saying that this is a speech that will bring tears to the eye, I'm wondering how they didn't catch what this man said. And so I want to go ahead and let you guys listen to this video, look over the comments, and then I'll come back and tell you what stood out to me the most about what he said. And I want to actually break down exactly what he said. So go ahead and look at this video. I'll come back for further commentary.
I like to say, did you know that humans have 3 brains? You have a brain in your head, you have a brain in your heart, and you have a brain in your stomach. I know it sounds strange, but it's true. Look at that. See if it's true. Look it up. I don't know nothing about it. But there are a lot of things that have been going on in the world. And I think it's about this race stuff. And I'd like to tell the world this day, the master teacher, his name is Minister X, peace be upon him, he says that Adam and Eve were not black people. Adam and Eve were not white people. Let's look, if you will, go with me back in your mind to Genesis chapter 1 at verse 26. I don't know nothing about the Bible, but it reads, Yah says, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. And he used the dirt, and the dirt is brown, to make Adam. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about science, but on your DNA strand, all that is a series of information. And it can't produce anything other than what's on that information. That's science. If Adam and Eve were two black people, everybody on the planet would be black. If Adam and Eve were two white people, everybody on the planet would be white. Where did these white people come from? Where did these black people come from? Go with me. Yes, Adam used, or Yah used the dirt. The dirt is brown. Adam had hair, wool, brown eyes, and brown skin. What did he use to make Eve? That's Genesis chapter 2, verse 21. He took her rib, or Adam's rib. Okay. Eve, her ribs are pinkish. Eve was a white woman. If you're looking at the material, unless God is a racist, he wouldn't have changed the material. And he took it from Adam's rib. Ribs are curved.
Look at the comments, y'all. I am... Why is no one talking about her spirit, the type of person she was, or even a few sentences about her as a person? What was she like growing up? Jackie said in the interview that her dad was one of her best friends. Was she a silly child? Was she popular? Somebody said that black men care about race and white or something. Somebody said this will happen when you come. You shouldn't tell this man that woman takes on the status of her man. He bring up the Eve gene. What? Poor Jackie having a crazy ass daddy that obviously had a weird obsession with her complexion. Somebody said they don't never comment on stuff like this. But he was obsessed with interracial couple aside from Jackie. I don't know what he was talking about though. What that got to do with her though? I thought he would have talked about her as a little girl too, like this comment said. How she was as a person and growing up and stuff. Lord, yeah. They said,
Now you guys saw that video, and
okay, I'm gonna stop because y'all know that. Y'all know she.
And let me just say this now. Yes, you heard what you heard. You actually heard this man get up there rather than getting up there talking about his daughter's background, or how she was as a person, who she was as a person, what she meant to him. He decided to go on this tangent about race in the U.S., DNA, pink ribs, and the fact that he feels like Adam was black and Eve was white. It's like, tell me you're obsessed with whiteness without telling me you're obsessed with whiteness. I want you.
Okay, well, yeah, that's yeah, that's Cynthia. What y'all think about that? Tell me what y'all think. Thanks for coming in. Like, subscribe, and share. This is Moon Goddess 777. Coming at you on this Tuesday evening, on this war day. We fighting these spiritual battles, knocking them out. So, like I said, support our organization, Maya's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. What y'all think about that speech? Like, what was the speech about? Oh, you know, I raised my daughter, or I spent time with my daughter. She was such a beautiful child that liked to stand in the mirror and put on her makeup and draw pictures of butterflies, and you know, I'm so sorry that she's gone and I had to deal with these grandchildren now, and I'm gonna be strong for them, but this is tough. I mean, I'm not judging nobody, but this is crap. If this is what she had to deal with as far as the males in her life, man, that lady was catching it. I'm telling you, because it seemed like she was dealing with a bunch of superficial people that didn't really get deep. You know, she was a Scorpio, and she probably was a deep person that really truly loved people and stuff like that. But it just seemed like, you know, good people, you know, good spirited people they being around energy vampires, you know, people that sucking their energy and stuff like that, you know, being around the wrong people. I don't know. This is Moon Goddess 777. That daddy hit something wrong with that daddy and something wrong with that baby dad. That lady got, may she rest in peace. May she rest in peace and in power, cause that lady was catching head. No wonder. No wonder she didn't feel like she was never enough. Never, you know what I'm saying? No wonder. I totally understand. She caught it. She caught it. She caught it. I hope she rests in power and in peace now. That lady was catching it, boy. I don't know about them. Daddy looked. Daddy was off. Daddy and baby daddy were off. Rest in peace, Miss Jackie O. Miss Jackie O. Rest in peace. Rest in power. Sad. It's just sad. That's an embarrassment. Embarrassing that one. I think the family, the ladies held it down and talked about her and stuff like that and represented in a respectful way. You know, the ladies in the family did her just, but these men, they need to have several seats with that mess. Now, I ain't saying so much as what got me, the speech was all like he was a little bootleg preacher until he got into the part about the queen of his children and I love you, girl, and all that. You know, like, I don't know, like, it's just seem like it don't seem like he was that sad to me. Maybe that's Moon Guy's opinion. Just don't. But now we about to get into talking about Donald Trump from the 80s on up to now. Now we're gonna look at the excerpt of Donald Trump when he was talking about the casinos. Which one was it? I gotta find it. Excuse me for a second. I got it in my history. Here's stuff. Okay, here it is. Here we go. Okay, this is going to be the one where we talking about Donald Trump and how Donald Trump this is back in the 80s and the 90s, around the 1990 something, when Donald Trump was talking about the casinos and talking about the, you know, real deal about the Indians and stuff like that. And I'm not going to play this whole thing. This is my boy Dane Calloway. Y'all need to subscribe to his channel. He breaks it down that the black people, alleged black people, he calls us the indigenous people, are the real Indians, and we was always here. So go back here. Go back. And we're gonna pause this. Well,
clean up audio and video recordings from background noises in seconds. Record speech and vocals in any environment. You can always improve.
Can y'all hear me? I think I've been paused all this time.
Said that it didn't make sense to
So we about to talk about Donald Trump now. We about to talk about Donald Trump and from the 80s and 90s on up to now, and how Donald Trump in this session was talking about who the Indians really were. So this is Dane Calloway. Like, subscribe, and share. I apologize if my mic was muted. It may have been, but apology. So we about to talk about it now. We about to play this little excerpt. He talking about the Indians and the casinos, and so like and subscribe to Dane Calloway. He tells us the true history of where we come from. That the people that black or indigenous people were already here. So it's Dane Calloway. This is Donald Trump. This is Dane Calloway talking about the Donald Trump. They don't look like Indians to me. And this is the one where he talking about, you know, they look like Michael Jordan. And if you listen carefully. All right.
to have Indians operate casinos in New Jersey. And Trump replied by alluding to the possibility that you could be killed if you don't work with the Indians. Or in this sense, Trump is saying that your business can be killed if you don't do business with the Indians that live there. Imus responded, but in New Jersey, obviously you have 3 casinos. You already have casinos. Trump says, right, but the difference is I pay taxes. The Indians aren't paying any taxes. The Indians aren't putting anything back into what's happening. The funny thing is Cuomo was forced to put, and now all of a sudden they send him certified letters. We want bridges. They call it the sovereign nation. They call it a nation. This great sovereign nation, the Indian tribes. All of a sudden, it's nations. Before, it wasn't a nation. Before gambling. Now it's this great sovereign nation. We protect, we do this, we do that. But when it comes to gambling, it's a sovereign nation. So it's really a double standard, and no taxes are paid. No supervision's there. Tremendous crime. And most of the Indians don't want it themselves. The leaders, all chiefs and no Indians. And the leaders want it for the obvious reason. But I think it's something that's going to end. Or it's certainly going to be supervised very, very stringently. Trump pointed out something very important here concerning the descriptions that were originally used and then later changed all of a sudden to represent a totally different purpose. Where Trump said they call it the sovereign nation, they call it a nation, this great sovereign nation, the Indian tribes. All of a sudden, it's nations. The term tribe is defined as a family race or series of generations descending from the same progenitor, meaning ancestor, and kept distant. And the term nation is defined as a large body of people inhabiting the same country or united under the same sovereign or government. The term nation is synonymous with words like kingdom, republic, federation, confederation, superpower, society, empire, and state, just to name a few things. This means that the term nation has nothing to do with the ethnicity of a group of people, like the Indians in the sense. The main purpose of a nation is to combine a large number of people, no matter their genetic makeup, under one umbrella of dictatorship by way of rules and regulations of one particular council of authorities, foreign and domestic. So this means that if you shall join a nation, then you must simply abide by their laws regardless of your opinions of who they shall choose to do business with. And in most cases, the leaders of these nations are strictly the beneficiaries and not its nation's members. And Trump sarcastically alludes to this fact here in the interview when Imus asked him, would there be any reason, if push comes to shove, for you to become a member of these tribes? And Trump responded, well, I think if we lost various things, I would perhaps become an Indian myself. Imus came in and said, do one of those Robert Bly deals. Don Imus mentioned the name Robert Bly, who was famous for influencing men to become somebody that they are not. So continuing on with the joke, Trump replied saying, well, I think I might have more Indian blood than a lot of the so-called Indians that are trying to open up the reservations. I looked at one of them. Well, I won't go into the whole story, but I could tell you, I said to him, I think I have more Indian blood in me than you have in you. And he laughed at me, and he sort of acknowledged that I was right. But it's a joke. It's really a joke. So right here, Trump is hinting at the idea that there are people that are trying to open up reservations at that time who shouldn't be, merely because they're not even full-blooded Indians, joking by saying he's more of an Indian than they are, when he's actually alluding that some of these people looks just like him, but can claim to be an Indian unmolested, and it's not right.
Are you tired of the constant ringing or humming in your ears? If you're searching for a solution to resolve tinnitus and restore your hearing, there's an exciting new breakthrough. Pay close attention as we unveil the mysterious powers of an all-natural...
So what we are getting to here and looking at what we're getting into and looking at here is the fact of that Donald Trump is going to talk to this guy on his radio station. He's going to get deep, and they're going to talk about who the real Indians. They're going to talk about who the real Indians are, what they look like, and what's really going on with that Indian thing that they lied to us about, y'all. And I'm telling y'all this just to show y'all who Trump really is and how deep Trump is and how he will expose their shit. Even though he's trying to benefit from it, he will expose their shit, which he has. Even back in the 90s, he was saying who the real Indians were. And this is back in, like the 90s something, when they was trying to, the so-called Indians was trying to get laws regulated so they could have them casinos. Now listen closely at what Trump is saying.
Imus followed up by saying, a couple of these Indians in Connecticut look like Michael Jordan, frankly. Trump said, I think if you ever been up there, you would truly say that these are not Indians. One of them was telling me that his name is Chief Running Water Sitting Bull. And I said, that's a long name. And he said, well...
Did you hear that? He said the Indians look like Michael Jordan. Now keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Did you hear that? He said the real Indians look like Michael Jordan, and now keep that in mind. I'm gonna play the rest of it. And how the people have taken the change like to wear it like a shirt and stuff. They change it for what they need it for and stuff like that. Now listen.
Just call me Ricky Sanders. So this is one of those Indians. I'll tell you, they got duped in Washington. And it's just one of those things that we have to straighten out. End quote. Now here, Don Imus makes the statement that a couple of these Indians up in Connecticut look like Michael Jordan, frankly, which is his comedic way of telling the truth. But then Trump starts his reply to him with, I think if you've ever been up there, alluding to Imus that he hasn't seen what Trump has recently witnessed there. And it's apparent that things have since been changed or is totally different from what someone may assume it was originally. Trump detailed a hidden message with his story where he referenced a Chief Running Water Sitting Bull, but also known as Ricky Sanders. Trump is alluding to the many pseudonyms used by Benjamin Franklin as the author of various published books. Like, for example, the Poor Richard's Almanac was written by Richard Saunders on December 19th, 1732. But this is also one of the alleged pseudonyms used by Benjamin Franklin himself. So Trump was indicating here that some of these Indians are simply disguising themselves as being someone that they're not. Who got duped in Washington, according to what Trump is referencing here, is the government, or Congress rather, because they allowed the Committee of Indian Affairs to approve of various people to now become Indians, a part of a nation, when they truly have no ethnical, indigenous background or pre-colonial connections to any tribe to even be there as members in the first place.
Now keep in mind, these people that you're seeing that is staging themselves as Indians now, they ain't, keep in mind what he just said, because I'm about to play another video soon. Keep in mind, he said these people, Donald Trump is saying they ran one on Washington, the government, because they're saying they're Indians, but they're really not Indians. Like, they taking these people's identity. And earlier, Trump was saying that the real Indians look like Michael Jordan. Keep this in mind now, because when I played something that happened a few years ago when Trump was president, what they got on him about, when he made a joke, but everybody was trying to say he was being racist, but this is how he's always been. It wasn't being racist. He was saying what he said right here in the 1990s. This is what he was saying, that these people are stealing the real Indians' identity, and they saying the real Indians look like Michael Jordan. But I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to play the other video. Now look at these people that's saying they're Indians, and listen to what Trump and this radio guy is saying.
After this radio interview with Don Imus, here's Trump 3 months later, August 5th, 1993, on national television. So Donald Trump was not only exposing the fraud connected to the billion-dollar gaming industry, he was also exposing just how fraud some of the Indian leaders of some of the newly established Indian nations are as well, which should make you ask some serious questions. Like, why is there a committee in existence whose duty is to accept or decline applications to become a member of an Indian nation of America? Why must you apply to become an American Indian versus proving that you are Indian by way of records of one's family relations that do exist? Why do you think that some Indian nations only accept specific documents of particular time periods and not all documents of key time periods? Why is it promoted to so-called blacks to take genealogy DNA tests to prove their genetic makeup when all of the Indian nations do not accept genealogy DNA test results as evidence of one's genetic makeup overall? Why should so-called blacks accept it and the Indians don't? Keep in mind that this was the May 18th, 1993 radio interview used in part during Donald Trump's testimony hearing 5 months later, on October 5th, 1993. So when you watch the rest of his response to George Miller, now you know exactly who Trump is referring to.
And then you went on to, is this you discussing Indian blood? We're going to judge people by whether they have Indian blood, whether they're qualified to run a gaming casino or not?
That probably is me, absolutely. Because I'll tell you what, if you look at some of the reservations that you've approved, you, sir, in your great wisdom have approved, I will tell you right now, they don't look like Indians to me. And they don't look like the Indians. Now, maybe we say politically correct or not politically correct. They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians. And a lot of people are laughing at it, and you're telling how tough it is, how rough it is to get approved. Well, you go up to Connecticut, and you look. Now, they don't look like Indians to me, sir. They don't look like Indians to me, sir. They don't look like Indians to me, sir.
I'm just here to make you think.
Okay, yeah, that was Dane Calloway. Dane Calloway just way Dane Calloway, you don't look like Indian. Y'all like, subscribe, and go there to his channel. He has so much profound knowledge, and I have even researched my mother did a family tree before. My knowledge from him, but that even though he did even this deeper to look at the census of 1890, how he did census genocide with the indigenous people of the Americas and changed us and Negroes and all that kind of stuff. And go over there to Dane Calloway. I'm just here to make you think and like, subscribe, and share. And even look at it, look at the whole thing. There's so much knowledge. He tells me a lot to, a lot of us don't know where we come from, or they told us we came on slave ships, and we all mixed, some of us are mixed with some Haitian and African and stuff, but a lot of us was already here, told in the verse, he had books and all that, it was told in the verse and tells you the truth. But what I'm trying to show you is Donald Trump is talking about his bill. He don't got to look at the video of Donald Trump saying the same shit, and he said that in the 80s and 90s about the aliens, he saying the same thing, but he was, I wasn't on the media racist train, like, he was say all racist basically, but I really don't care. Because I don't want to do somebody to be, grinning and pretending that he's black and then really just using it like to get in college and get discounts and stuff. And when they really, not, but they, know how to, they don't be emotional people and know how to play with some of our emotions. So now we're going to go to this one about that speech he made about that lady when he saw her Pocahontas, what they were saying. Called that Senator Pocahontas. Yeah, when he called Senator Warren. Here it is. Okay, we about to play this.
These are not the streets of Long Beach, Jackie.
We don't have the prime. We don't have the prime.
12.42 miles of freezing alpine road.
Here we go. Okay, y'all.
156 treacherous turns.
It ain't scary. Don't want to scare. We want us to see this. Okay. So this is when
To finish what Dad started.
This is when he called that lady. He called that Senator Governor Pocahontas. But see, everybody want to say he was being racist, but this is what he was trying to say. What he was really trying to say is what he was saying back in the 90s. He was trying to say that these people are not real Indians. They just using it like they want to use it to get benefits and stuff. Like they not the real Indians. But I'm gonna go ahead and let it play on out.
Have made it her job.
Who? Pocahontas? Pocahontas. Well, no, she's look. She is
very offensive.
You tell me. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Pocahontas. Is that what you said?
That Gemini.
Elizabeth Warren. She is no. She tweets a lot about me. Every once in a while, I'll tweet. And when I tweet, not that many people are watching her tweets. When I tweet,
I understood it back then.
She is a senator that's highly overrated. She's passed very little legislation. She has been a real disaster for a lot of people, including the Democrats, who frankly can't stand her, many of the Democrats. Just ask Hillary Clinton how she likes her. And I would say this, I'll debate anybody. I don't care. I'd debate her. But she's done very little for Massachusetts. And the beautiful thing is when I won Massachusetts, with many people running against me, I got up to almost 50%. And she was fighting me. So I really think if her record was exposed, and the fact that she was a Native American, she said she was Native American, but she wasn't able to document it. She said, well, I have high cheekbones. You see, I have high cheekbones, so I'm a Native American. And she then, I don't know if you'd call it a fraud or not, but she was able to get into various schools because of the fact she applied as a Native American and probably able to get other things. I think she's as Native American as I am, okay? That I will tell you. But she's a woman that's been very ineffective, other than she's got a big mouth.
Oh my God, Trump is funny as heck, y'all. Look, what did he say? Trump said Pocahontas. He called that woman Pocahontas. What did he say? Pocahontas. He is hilarious. But now we about to get into my other lady that I listen to. I am going to, share this. We're going to talk about some stuff that she's talking about on her. We're going to stream her channel and talk about how they was taking the food for the homeless people. This company and they hired these people to go pass food out to the homeless. And they are actually throwing the food in the trash can, going to drink coffee and eat at McDonald's and all this kind of stuff, and talk about Putin and talk about Trump some more. Yep. Amadaya. Queen Amadaya. Let me see. Queen Amadaya. We are about to go up here and get into it. Bear with me. Thank you for your patience. Like, subscribe, and share. We are all natural today. Let's see. And I'm grateful that I'm comfortable in my skin. Now, this was time in past times I would have to be all made up here and all this and that. But I done learned to love myself in all forms. All forms. I love myself. Okay. Here, Rich. We about to find it. 1 second. And she's just good. I love her. And you know what? We got to do the we got some more to do too. we got the Queen Maker coming up too. The original. The original. I give praise where praise and honor is due, you know, like I give shouts out to people. I don't just take people information and use it for myself and act like, you know, well, I'm the one that thought of this and this is all my thoughts and blah blah blah. But I'm about to share this screen with you. This is the original Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur. And you can go to her channel. This is the stream where she's saying prepare for the power grid to go down and Putin calls the West weak. The original Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur. And I'm about to get into it. Alright. Here we go.
Food, specifically food that's given to you for the purpose of feeding those who need it. You would think that people would be thrilled to do this, right? I mean, why would you be out here?
She talking about the she talking about them people giving away them homeless people food in California. They working, getting paid, and they throwing them people food in a trash can.
Also deplorable. People out here starving on the streets, and they're throwing the food in the trash because they don't feel like working. Likes up, everyone, please.
This is the original Queen. I listen to her a lot. She's very good, very knowledgeable. She's very talented. Y'all, she's one of the women that go over to her channel and like, subscribe, and share. She was working with she was along with Michi X and all of them and Vicky Dillard in that group. Y'all, she was one of the women that left God, I be thinking about I'm wrong. You know what I was thinking about? Moist. It's Boyce Watkins. She's one of the talented, beautiful queens that was working with Boyce Watkins that left also. This is the original Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur. And this is her stream talking about the power grid going out. It's a lot of information in here. I could listen to all this over again, but we gonna try to get through it. Cause she's good. She's good. I really like her.
To like and share.
Very informative queen.
Hold on just a second. Please don't tell me I didn't upload that video. Okay, I don't think I uploaded the video, beloved. Sorry, we'll get into that next, okay? We'll have to get into that next. But for now, let's move on and talk about these fires in Canada. Yeah, I got that video on my other computer, so I'll have to transfer that in just a few minutes. Okay, so that...
Just see that?
Now, hold on. Let me just tell you. This is the fires that's going on in Canada that is supposedly making all this poor air quality in New York, okay, and the surrounding areas. So with that all being said, I told you all days ago that I saw a plane or helicopter flying overhead over these trees, and it looked like they were dropping fire down onto the trees. Well, here's one of the videos. Pay attention.
Just see that? They're actually burning the trees.
Just see that?
What the
They're actually burning.
Did you literally just see the helicopter literally causing the fire?
What the
creating that smoke, creating that chaos.
Think about that? Tell me what y'all think. Thanks for coming in.
Bro, what?
And if I need to act, I'll act, but I don't know.
Wait, hold on.
That would have been.
Look at this. He's literally burning the trees himself.
Me though, it's my opinion.
You telling me the air and throughout the whole entire state, due to that wildfire, is caused by helicopters literally burning our trees and causing this smoke? They're trying to kill us. We literally just witnessed that on video. The helicopter is literally pouring fire on the trees, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? New York City.
Have you, sir, on hidden?
I find it all so interesting. So yeah, that's what they're doing. They're actively dropping fire over there. Now, why would they be doing that? You see, I've told you numerous of times that these leaders, global elites, create the problems and then pretend to offer us the solution. But it's usually an agenda or narrative that they're trying to push. So why would they be doing that if that's what they're doing? Because that's what it looks like they're doing. Okay, we just saw it. Make that make sense. Are they trying to get people sick? Well, I have so many questions. But hold on, because here's a video about them throwing away all that food that they're supposed to be feeding the homeless. And it's like I said, this is also deplorable.
Okay, this company in is paying these people in California just go. All they gotta do is just pick the food up, go around, get the food out to the homeless people. They not doing that. They throwing the food in the trash can and going to McDonald's, throwing the food in the trash can, going out to eat the McDonald's, going get coffee, riding around, doing what they want to do, and everything but feeding the homeless people in California.
Sad, because you have people that are literally starving, okay, and they're throwing away perfectly good food that's boxed up, packaged, and everything. There's no excuse for this other than these people are just nefarious and out here just trying to make free money, because they're being paid to distribute this food, but they're hanging around town, going for coffee, going to get lunch and breakfast, and just having a good time, living their best life, not worrying about anyone else that's struggling. Pay attention.
Have you, sir, on hidden camera, throwing food in a dumpster. Why would you do that?
That's what we wanted to know. Our hidden cameras caught employees with the LA Homeless Services Authority throwing cases of taxpayer-funded food right into the dumpster. Food that's supposed to go to the homeless, now going in the trash. You can see it here just come pouring out of the box. And not just once or twice.
We saw it continuously inside the dumpster, boxes of food with fresh sandwiches for the homeless inside.
It's a sandwich, an apple, and water. We saw food thrown away almost every day, all unopened packages labeled "Eat Good Food." But despite the tens of thousands of homeless going hungry on the streets of LA, no one got to eat this food because we saw LASA employees like this woman just throw it in the trash.
We saw you dump boxes of food out into the dumpster.
I'm not going to answer any questions.
It's appalling what I see on that video.
Jay Handel chairs the Homeless Committee.
Theft of taxpayer dollars. These people are being paid to go out and service and take care of people. So not only are they stealing their pay, but they're throwing away good, valuable food for people who have nothing to eat.
Picking up food. For months, we watched LASA employees picking up cases of food to give out to those less fortunate. These are outreach workers. They're supposed to spend their days interacting with the thousands of homeless in LA. The aim, according to LASA administrators, is for them to use the food as an opportunity to build trust in the hopes of convincing them to accept government services and housing and get them off your streets.
Empty box too.
At the end of the day, we saw many workers folding up empty boxes after presumably handing out all the food.
Oh. There's one.
Others we followed picked up food, then went to breakfast. Through the window, you can see these two eating. Now, meal breaks are allowed, but after breakfast, they just drove around for hours. They did stop twice to give out meals, then took a break and walked around Balboa Park for some exercise for another hour.
He's taking the whole box.
Toward the end of their shift, they just gave away all the food at a homeless encampment in Panorama City. Well, at least this food went to good use.
There you go, I got a shot.
Other teams we saw also picked up food, then went to breakfast.
There she is.
Afterward, this team then stopped at Target, Starbucks, McDonald's, sometimes driving, passing dozens of homeless along the way. And instead of folding up empty boxes, we saw this LASA employee throwing a case full of food in the dumpster behind their office in Panorama City. We saw another team just take the boxes out of their car, walk into the room with the dumpsters, and throw a box filled with food right in the trash. They could have given it to these people who we saw living on the street just a block away.
David Goldstein with CBS 2 News. Why are you throwing food out that's supposed to go to the homeless?
We caught up to them to find out why.
Why would you throw food out that's supposed to go to the homeless? We have you on hidden camera.
On us.
You.
On me.
You want to see the video?
Yeah, please.
Sure.
He said his name is Chris. We showed him the video of him throwing the food in the dumpster.
That's you.
Yeah. No, I'm not denying that's me.
He claimed he wasn't allowed to talk with the media.
You're throwing the food out of the dumpster. Why?
I wish I could answer that.
LASA, which this fiscal year received $800 million.
Now you all saw that. That is absolutely sad and pathetic. And then here's the thing. The guy at the end, now, mind you, the investigator told him that we have you on camera throwing away food. He asked to see it. Playing crazy, as if he hadn't a clue that he was on video or as to why he...
Okay, this is the beautiful queen, original queen, Ahmadiyya Shakur. She's talking about warning about prepare for the power grid to go out. She's gonna be talking about a lot of different things about Putin, Donald Trump, and all of that. So I'm just letting y'all know y'all can go over there and support her channel. She's one of the ladies that was with Vicky Dillard, Michi X, and all of them that broke away from Boyce Watkins, the very talented ladies that was, really running his operation. That they say he was allegedly stealing ideas from, because Michi X and Vicky Dillard and this sister right here, the original Ahmadiyya Shakur, and I think it was some other ladies, very talented ladies that he was was giving him ideas, and he was taking their ideas and allegedly not giving them credit for it, but they started their own, thing. But she's one of the ladies. So I'm gonna let this rock out a little bit.
He would be. And then please pay attention when he asked him why was he throwing the food away. He said, "I wish I could answer," and then said that he had been told not to talk to the media. Well, sir, if you were told, in fact, not to speak to the media, why did you speak to them in the first place? But once he found out they had actual receipts, now all of a sudden I can't talk to the media. Do you all see how this is problematic? This is such BS. And a lot of these charitable organizations do the same thing. I was working at a facility years ago and out on Johns Creek Parkway, and this woman, I sat there and watched a Karen. She was clearly a Karen. And I've told you all this story before. There was all this food that was left over after they had a catered event. Nice food. She told me, she says, "Oh, Officer Shakur, you can fix you a plate. And but the rest of this food has to be thrown away," because she did not want the Mexicans who were working there, part of the janitorial staff and maintenance, she didn't want them to get in it. So she said that she was going to have it be thrown away just to make sure they didn't try to take it home. It was trays of food, mashed potatoes, chicken, turkey, you name it, green beans, rolls, corn, macaroni and cheese. She had all of those trays of food thrown away because she did not want them to get it. She'd rather see it go in the trash. This is how some people think. Some people just don't care. In case you missed it, some people look down on the homeless as if they're, undeserving of even to live. As if they don't deserve to be fed. As if it's by their own fault that they're on the streets. Well, by some of them, it is their own fault. But some people have disabilities. Some people have mental illnesses. Some people have, suffered traumatic things that have led them to a life of drugs. And that's why they're homeless. Everybody has a story. Why would they feel like someone's life is worthless just because they are someone who's unfortunate enough to be homeless? Anybody could be homeless if you lose your job. Okay, and it takes you a while to find another one. Most Americans are just 2 to 3 paychecks away from being homeless, in fact. That is also low down, honey. Just low down and dirty. I hope they get fired. And if you ask me, there should be some type of law to put them in jail for doing stuff like that. Okay, isn't that fraud? When you're sitting there getting paid to do something and you're collecting this money, getting paid every week, and you're not doing it. I'm just saying, because they're supposed to be making public service, providing a public service to the homeless. I think there should be a law. They should start making laws that you can lock people up for that. They should do more than just getting fired. They should be locked up. They should be held legal.
So what she's talking about is being from this lawsuit company in Florida, California is paying people to go around and pass out food to the homeless and they get paid for it. They go around drinking coffee, taking them off to the bar, going to clothing shops, stopping at his home, going to Walmart, buying stuff and throwing the food in the trash can. And homeless people right now in the club, they can use food, they throwing it away, y'all on camera doing it. And when they ask me, why was you doing it, he's talking about, I got a video of you throwing food in the trash can that y'all supposed to give it to the homeless people. So the guy's like, oh, really? Let me see. So once the news reporter showed him a picture of that he had footage of him throwing the food up that they were supposed to give to the homeless people in the dumpster, he's like, why would you do that? Like, why would you throw the food away and you could give it to the people, the homeless people that's hungry? He's like, oh, duh, I don't have an answer for that. So, if you didn't catch it, so. And this is the original queen, Ahmadiyya Shakur. She was with Michi X and them and Vicky Dillard and them when they left. She was one of the ladies to lead Boyce Watkins. He was allegedly taking their ideas and using them for himself and not giving them credit and nothing new. That's how a lot of them do. Whether they in a, that's how they do to women. You know, sometimes nothing new. Not all people, not all men, not all people, but it happens a lot of times, more often than we think. Yeah.
Accountable for that.
Energy
All that
vampire.
hard-working taxpayer money spent on buying that food, and they're going to throw it away in dumpsters, and then ride around all day, going to parks, having all the lunch and food and breakfast that they can muster. Oh, just slow down. Absolutely low down. I just want y'all to pay attention. So very sad that these things continue to occur. And we wonder why we can't solve the homeless crisis in America. Well, that's part of the reason right there. Because even when people legitimately want to help, these are the type of things that happen. So please pay attention. So anyway, with that all being said, Putin has come out and said that the West is weak. And I have to agree with him. Okay, I have to agree with him because at the end of the day, he talked about how they feed us these GMOs.
Listen, y'all, she's talking about the food they feed us.
Anyone in Russia who is selling...
Okay, she's talking about the food that Putin is talking about, the daggone food that America is feeding us now. Listen to what Putin said what happened if that happened over there. He's saying if that happened over there, spice up my lips. Putin saying he ain't playing that GMO poisonous food and all that. Listen, that's why I put this on for y'all, because I love you. I love you and I want you to hear it. But listen, this is crazy.
Genetically modified food would be charged with terrorism. Isn't that something? Should be charged with terrorism. Here's the thing. The United States is always going to other countries trying to tell them what they should do. Kamala Harris thought it was fitting of her to go over to Africa and try to tell them how they should run their regimes. The Biden administration has threatened to sanction, Africa for their laws about LGBTQ. Now, whether or not we agree with the laws or not, those are their laws. And that's, quite frankly, their business. The United States needs to sit down somewhere because there are some countries who don't agree with their LGBTQ agenda that they continue to push and that they have been doing so since 1974 when Henry Kissinger wrote that 200-page document talking about how they could, in fact, depopulate the Black community through homosexuality by promoting it. That's exactly what they're doing. And also, speaking of that, there is a video that I saw, and I unfortunately can't show it to you because it's just too vulgar. But I posted it on Twitter. There's a video of a supposed pride parade that was supposed to be family friendly. That's what they said. They said it's a family-friendly pride parade. Now, when you hear the words family and friendly, you would assume that families can come and bring their children. But that was supposed to be the case. But alas, I saw two men upon a float. One of them had his bare cheeks out, and I don't mean the ones on his face. And the other was behind him slapping his butt with a whip. So I'm sorry, but could somebody please explain to me how S&M has anything to do with families or friendly? Because I have questions. And see, these people get mad, the ones who push this agenda, they get mad when people speak out about it and say something about what they're doing. I find it all very interesting. I don't have a problem with LGBTQ, but I have a problem with the narratives and agendas being pushed, and quite frankly, with things being shown to kids.
What Bobby Henney said, I'm going to have to get that clip and put it up here for times like these. Bobby Henney, if you don't get out of my room, hey, Shango, go out. No, excuse me. You're not about to play with me. I'm on a live. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. And then I gotta, it's my fault. Get out. I'll play with you later. But I need to download that clip. That's he might as well say my pet. He think I'm his parent, mama. I love him. I do. He ran away. I was sick. You better not be back there doing nothing. Go out. You gotta watch him at all times though, cause he's an Aries. Aries, born in fire, so he like to get into stuff. If you don't watch fire, you know it destroy. And you know what? I'm about to close my door. Look at me. He always doing something. Always. Let me let you in here. You trying to go in? Okay. You knocking on the door, he ain't letting you in. Oh, I see why he came in here messing with me. He was trying to get in his room, and he couldn't get in his room. I guess he knocked on the door. Nobody didn't open it. So he knocked on the door. He had to come. He wanted me to let him in so he could go in his little room and relax. He a trip. Okay, so yeah, this is the original Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur, and she is talking about the power they're gonna hit. She's saying, I'm gonna let you hear who she's saying gonna hit the power grid, gonna surprise you. This is a good. She's good. I mean, she gives a lot of good insight, and she's gonna talk some more about Trump too.
Here's the problem. Let me say this. Here's the problem. When Putin said the West is weak, there was no lies detected, because one of the things that makes the West weak is this. The fact that they want to push these agendas and that they want us to focus our efforts and thoughts and energies on all of this stuff pertaining to LGBTQ, like the drag shows where they read the stories to the kids and all that. They want us fighting about that. Okay? Why are we fighting about that? Why are we even talking about that? Why is that even a discussion? Why aren't children being taught they need to be taught? Why are we arguing over critical race theory and the truth of history? Why do we have to argue over that in the divided snakes? How is that
divided snakes? Hey, did y'all hear that? Sense. She ain't saying the divided states. She said the snakes.
You have these other countries like China.
Yo, she said the United Snakes. They know the divided snakes. Divided snakes.
Children all sorts of things about chemistry, robotics, teaching them about high-tech things, high-tech projects, artificial intelligence, biometrics.
Right.
But over here in the Divided Snakes, they're teaching their children to sit still and listen to drag queens twerk while they read stories.
Dumbing them down.
They're teaching them that there's in fact more than two genders. There's a whole bunch. They're teaching them pronouns. That's what we're learning over here. That's what the kids over here are learning. That's what the kids over here are learning. Now, at the end of the day, if you want to teach your kids that, that's your business, your prerogative. But at the end of the day, is that really what we should be talking about in school? Don't we have other more important, sufficient things to talk about? Shouldn't we be teaching kids how to become entrepreneurs, how to make their way in the world, teaching them things that will happen, that will actually pertain to their lives? I'm just saying, make it all make sense. Yeah, Putin said that the West is weak and there was no lies protected.
Amen.
This
I mean,
country
Ashe.
sits here and has the nerve to go over to Africa and try to tell them about themselves. They have the nerve to try to go over to different countries like Syria and try to tell them about themselves. They want to go over to Afghanistan and try to tell those people about themselves.
Did Camilla Harris go over to Africa and try to get them to be on the LGBTQ ZBLMO element of PTRSTUV agenda? Did she go over there and tell them they need to accept that over there in Africa? Boy, they got her out of there, didn't they? Wow. I remember that. Because I think they was too harsh on them over in Africa. I think in Africa, if they want to be over there like that, it's a death sentence, I think, in Africa to be in the lifestyle of the LGBTQ. And Camilla Harris was over there, but you know, it's funny how these people get in these offices and these black people vote them in, and you know, once they get in there, they black till they get in there. Like Trump was saying, they wear it as a you know, they just wear it to manipulate the emotionally weak people that they can manipulate into, you know, whatever. Cause I did a lot of research on those people before they be running for those offices. They were, a lot of times they were about anyway, people should know by now. Let me play this.
And talk about drugs and Taliban, but then drugs are brought over here from them. And who brought them?
Poppy
People
seed.
from the United States, that too. Why were they over there for 2 decades in Afghanistan anyway, talking about a war? Didn't it have something to do with the poppy that grows over
Poppy
there?
seed, yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clintons.
So these are the things they do. This is all problematic. These things are all distractions. These things are all things that the Biden administration promotes and pushes, so that people aren't focusing on the real issues. Pay attention.
Distractions, y'all.
Anyway, hold on. I'm about to pull up this video. Everyone please like and share it. Thank you in advance.
This is Amadai, the original queen.
Vladimir Putin has said that the West is getting weak, and he expressed a myriad of reasons as to why. And I have to agree. Let's get into it.
Russia's president, you know, he's just passed a law that any Russian who goes to anything modified food or sells it is to be considered a terrorist. Oh, you have a look at his whole spiel. You know what he says? We Russians look at the West, over-vaccinated, over-medicated, do you hear that? Overfed, sitting in front of boxes every night, and he said, we see it's weakening the West. And is it? Absolutely. Little by little by little.
Well, absolutely no lies detected. And one of the things they spoke about were the genetically modified foods. You should absolutely avoid those. Studies have linked them to organ damage as well as gastrointestinal and immune system disorders, and among a host of other things. Pay attention. Many of you likely didn't even know that the natural color for carrots was originally purple. Okay, they didn't become orange until the 16th century when Dutch developers decided to make them that way. You also may have never eaten a banana full of seeds. You see, after years of mutations, they said that these bananas they came up with were seedless and in fact taste a whole lot better than the original ones, because they say the ones full of seeds are a little bit bitter and bland. But they're probably a whole lot healthier. Just saying. I think the United States absolutely should be charged with terrorism for the foods they feed us, okay? All of these trans fats and chemicals and all of these things that are just no good for us and in fact are banned in some countries. Now that itself speaks volumes, okay? Not to mention the things that are put into the water supply, okay? There was a study done that showed that there was antibiotics and all sorts of other things in the water. Now that makes sense. But they have so much time to go over to other countries like Africa and try to tell them how to handle their business.
Y'all know this man where I'm at now told me that down there where I moved from in North Carolina, that water has rocket fuel or something in it, and that it's still polluted because he went down there and had to clean up. Then they put more chemicals back in the water. This was like around that Duke Energy. It's all over that area. It's probably in other areas too, I'm sure. Because you know poison one, poison all, but it's pretty bad. Like, it's not just that Jacksonville area that they keep talking about, Camp Lejeune. It's all over. It's all over that area. It's all over because they don't have the technology they don't have the technology. They don't have the technology and the sense to keep the water from getting polluted. Like, they was polluting the water, and then there's no way to clean it. Like, it's no boiling or nothing. It's just bad. It's just, and it's causing a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of the stuff that they diagnosing the people with is from the water and stuff. It's not that they got that they have it genetically passed down. That water is bad. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of lawsuits and stuff going on when people really realize what time it is. Yep. But okay, let's go ahead and play this. And it's all over, but it's worse in some places.
Try to say they're being inhumane or treating people in inhumane ways and violating their rights, but these are the things they do. At the end of the day, America doesn't have time to be worried about anyone's problems except for their own. They had all that money to send over to the Ukraine, but we have a homeless crisis here. We have people on drugs. We have all of these people that have medical issues, and they have poor health care.
From them poisoning them with the food and the water and the air.
That's something they need to concern themselves with. What about all of these people walking around with mental health issues? Yes, Putin is absolutely right. The West is, in fact, weak. Okay, and they're not doing anything to make the situation any better. TikTok, this is only for entertainment purposes. Okay, it's all true. Everything that Putin said is absolutely factual. And here's the thing. The United States loves to paint Russia, as the bad guy. But hey, is America the good guy? Are they the good guy?
Oh, she getting ready to get into it now, y'all. She getting ready to talk about the stuff that I be trying to tell people that the news is not showing us. They're not showing us that about that really the real deal about what's going on with that war. It's really imperialism, where the good old boy system has crashed, and it's gonna be one. It's gonna be with the BRICS. Like, Putin is the powerhouse with Britain, with Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Those are the money powers now. America ain't the money power no more. Their dollar has crashed, but they're going out with a fight instead of just sitting down and being like, okay, y'all, we know we lost or whatever. But they trying to go out with all these theatrics because, this old system was not. It's just, that's what happens every so often. The dollar changes, the money changes over, the system crashes or whatever. Like, it was a system built off of a lot of built off of patriarchy, and also and it's the rise of the divine feminine too. It was built off of falsehood and built off of the oppression of women. It started off with sexism, and then it went to racism, and then it went to classism, which we're in that now, where the men are not benefiting from patriarchy. The men went out and fought wars, and the men went out and did all these spoils, elite and government, and they're not being compensated. It's only the 1% at the end of the day. So it started out with the oppression of the women, then it went to race, and now it's the classism. It's only a certain percentage of people that's profiting from the patriarchy and all these systems that are crashing now. So that's to balance out. Okay. And this is the original Queen of Shakur. She get ready to really get into it now about what's really going on behind the blue blinds, behind the curtain, with this war in Ukraine and all that kind of stuff.
I have so many questions. All right, let's check the records and check their history. Let's not forget the video presentation that I did with the PowerPoint, where I talked about the Federal Reserve, okay, how they, got together. And these leaders got together, and they had these central banks, and how the leaders, world leaders, not just in the United States, who spoke against these banks turned up deceased. Okay, so let's talk about that, since they want to talk. But also, let's talk about the Nord Pipeline. Now, I know you all remember the Nord Pipeline being blown up, and then they were saying that Russia did it. And my question to you was, why would Russia blow up their own pipeline? Okay? Why would Russia do that? It was beneficial to them.
Right.
But you see, the divided snakes, well, I still believe they did it because at the end of the day, Biden had been talking about this since a video in 1997.
Yeah.
So y'all don't think they did it? But what about that dam that got blown up over in Ukraine? Did y'all hear about that? The dam that got blown up over in Ukraine last week, and they say Russia did, and the United States is supposed to be actively investigating it. Well, are they investigating themselves? Because I absolutely think the United States did it, and it's trying to blame it on Russia. Just like I warned you that if and when a cyber attack should come in the United States, I warned you a year ago.
Yeah.
That it would likely be the United States, and they'll blame it on Russia. And then what did I show you just days ago to verify my prediction? Biden comes out and he says that Russia is likely going to conduct a cyber attack. How does he know that? Did Russia call him and tell him? Did he get a leaked email or something? Some audio perhaps? How does he know what Russia's planning to do before they even do it? I have questions. But anyway, I digress. But let's talk about this dam that got blown up. Who blew up the Kakhovka dam? Okay, there are 3 theories. Let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Now they say the Dnieper River Dam collapsed this week, caused a major humanitarian crisis in southern Ukraine. But who, if anyone, was behind the breach is still shrouded in mystery. Both Ukrainian and Russian officials are pointing the finger at each other, accusing the opposing side in the war of carrying out an attack on the Kakhovka dam to further their aims on the battlefield. So Ukraine is saying Russia did it, and Russia is saying Ukraine did it. Now the dam, which contained a reservoir as large as the Great Salt Lake in Utah, which was breached on Tuesday, flooding thousands of homes across dozens of settlements, leading to mass evacuations and killing at least 14 people. There has been no independent, compelling evidence against either side for carrying out the attack on the dam in the Kherson region. And the roots of finger pointing over a fatal blow to the dam stretch back to last fall, when both Ukraine and Russia accused each other of planning to carry out the attack. Now, another theory is the dam, which supplies water to both Ukrainian and Russian-occupied regions, may have collapsed on its own due to wartime neglect and stress from frequent strikes in the region. The U.S. is investigating it. Okay, they're investigating it. Okay, they're investigating the recent incident, but has not reached a formal conclusion yet. I bet they haven't. They say people are continuing to assess how this could have happened. This is what the Pentagon Press Secretary Brig General Pat Ryder said on Thursday at a briefing. At this point, it's all speculation. Yeah, tell me about it. And so, here's what they say. The alleged motivation, now this is a case against Russia. This is why they say that it could have been Russia that did it. The alleged motivation for Russia carrying out the destruction of the dam is to halt the Ukrainian counteroffensive, which began last weekend and is underway in the southeastern Zaporizhzhia region and southern Donetsk region. Now, the flood has effectively created a new shoreline and a dramatic mass of water between the western and eastern banks of the Dnieper River, complicating any Ukrainian landing on the opposite side. Now, Ukraine has formally accused Russian soldiers of planting explosives with the assistance of military engineers. Russia has occupied the area around the Kakhovka Dam for more than a year, with the facility effectively under Moscow's control. Theoretically, that means it would be relatively easy for Russian saboteurs to plant explosives inside the dam. Ukraine's security service, well, the nation's domestic intelligence agency claimed it had direct evidence of Russia plotting to destroy the dam, releasing what it said was an intercepted phone call between Moscow's agents. Now, in the audio, which has not been independently verified by The Hill, a Russian official says a sabotage group is here, allegedly referring to the dam, and the goal was to destroy it to scare people. Alina Beketova, a democracy fellow with the Center of European Policy Analysis, said she believed the audio was authentic. Now, she told The Hill there were multiple reasons to suspect Russia and very little reason to suspect Ukraine. She said Ukraine is protecting its territory, The Ukrainians are trying to fix all the problems right now. And that's our people who are suffering. Danielle Johnson, a senior Ukraine analyst at the Humanitarian Analysis Nonprofit Assessment Capacities Project, said the evidence points to Moscow because it has a long record of carrying out attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure to cow the people into submission. While the destruction of a major dam would mark an escalation in this campaign, it would clearly not be unprecedented. Now, the motivation for Ukraine destroying it, because this is the case against Ukraine, and why they think they could have done it. The motivation for Ukraine in destroying the dam is less clear, but Kyiv has been accused of carrying out nefarious attacks before. The U.S. believes Ukrainians are behind the drone strike attack on the Kremlin last month, along with blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline last year and bombing prominent Russian officials inside Russian territory. This is what the U.S. believes. I find that interesting. Russia formally accused Ukraine of bombarding the dam on Tuesday morning with missiles in order to prevent future potential Russian attacks in the southern Kherson region. Now, Russian permanent representative to the United Nations, Vasily Nebenzia, argued that Ukraine was likely behind the attack because Kyiv began testing the possibility last year, saying that as early as last year, leaders of Ukrainian military publicly claimed to be ready to blast the dam in order to obtain some military advantage. Okay, that's what he's saying. So anyway, this is just my theory that the U.S. is behind it. That's just what I think. Now, I could be absolutely wrong, but that's my opinion. I think they were behind the Nord pipeline, and I think they're behind this. Okay, I think they're behind the scenes doing a lot of things, because one thing that we do know about the United States,
I definitely think the U.S. was behind that Nord pipeline. I definitely, because somebody said they saw U.S. helicopters, jets and stuff circling around that pipeline. So I definitely think that about the pipeline. Most definitely. Yeah, I've been saying that they've been behind a lot of this stuff and trying to make it seem like it was Russia. Not that I'm not that I'm defending Russia. This is just Moon Goddess 777 opinions. But it won't be the first time that the U.S. has blamed stuff on other people and other groups of people, and it's them trying to, stuff, because war makes money. War makes a lot of money, and they trying to get as much as they can for it crash so they can transfer it over into digital. They trying to get as much money as they can circulating, and then they sending it to Ukraine, and then Ponziing it on, shuffling it on back here.
Is that they love to create wars and instigate and incite wars. That's money for them, and that's how they push their nefarious agendas in many cases.
Bam.
Okay, so that's just what I think. Now, with that all being said, let me tell you something. If you remember, when the war began, there were people posting videos of footage of the bombing and stuff that they said was fake. Do you all remember that? How many of you remember that? They were saying that some of the footage was fake, and then they showed the receipts where the same footage had been shown in different news reports from years ago. Now, I'm not saying that it's fake. I'm just telling you that people were saying that. Okay? And there's a guy who did a TikTok video saying that it's all fake and talking about how everybody needs to get together and get all these politicians arrested. Let me pull that video.
Now, he ain't lying about that.
Tell me what you think.
I believe they need to be arrested too.
Like and share. Thank you in advance.
Bunch of charlatans.
Morning, people. Look, we've got to get all the video. There is no war in Ukraine, okay? There is no war with Russia and Ukraine. None. They're lying about it. It's completely a lie. I got pictures. I'm looking at pictures. There's no bombs going off over there. There's no war. There's no soldiers out there with guns. It's all staged. Every freaking bit of it is. So therefore, if we all need to quit all other TikToks except, the top 5 things, top 3 things probably. The fake war in Ukraine, okay? And we need to demand that the Republican Party and Democrat Party to be arrested, all of them. We as people, we need to get our sheriffs, get rid of our governors. We need to call some kind of special meeting. We need to get rid of all 50 governors out of every state and get rid of all senators and congressmen and replace them. You do it state by state, okay? You need to call a special session to get rid of. There's no war in Ukraine. They're lying. They have been compromised. Your government is no more. They are broke. I'll say again.
He got a point. I mean, people might think he crazy, but I've been doing my research on how to set up the tribes and the nations according to how they did it before the United States came about, when the ancient ways of how to set it back to like the how we used to do it, like before they came over here, how we had it set up, because they stole a lot of the information on how to set up their governments from the ancient tribes and stuff like that. So from my understanding, he's not off about what he's saying, because it starts state by state. It's like the women are going to have to take it back state by state by and the sheriff has more power than the government. So he's saying some things. It's not, people might think it's crazy, but it's not crazy. It makes a lot of sense, and I honestly agree with a lot of the things he's saying. Yeah, so I'm gonna play it.
And they have destroyed our money. The good news is, look, America, the good news is if you quit believing the left-right paradigm, if you quit with the Democrat and Republican stuff, we all know they're corrupt. They lied to us the whole time since George Washington. All right, they've secretly robbed and raped us the whole time and divided and conquered. They created the black, they created the civil rights movement. They created the KKK. They created the Black Panther. They created the Democrat Party. They created the Republican Party. They created the left.
Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want me to show y'all the video of the lady. It's a white lady talking about how they created the black and white in the 1600s. How she goes and digs deep about the research and stuff she has done about how they created the color to divide the people, the masses. The elite did it to divide the people. They created the color black and white in the 1600s. You know, when they published with the publishing of the Bible.
Left, right, so they can divide and conquer. See, as long as they got me and you fighting over a lie, then they gonna rob the bank.
That's right.
My brother's from another mother. Please wake up. You and I is not the enemy. You and I are the one that's been deceived by lying preachers, Freemason preachers, Freemason government. But the good news, people, we can all get our country back, turn back to God, and get it all done if we all expose the fake war that's in Russia. There is no Russia, and Putin died about 6 years. I don't know who Putin is. There ain't no such thing as a nuclear weapon going off because there ain't no nukes. The nuke thing is fake. There ain't no EMP gonna knock the power off because there ain't no EMP. The power, if they cut the power off, it's gonna be a hard line cable they're gonna cut. They'll cut the cables because we're hardwired from here to China. Yeah, there ain't no flat ball Earth. The Earth ain't a ball, it's flat. But staying with Russia, if we all turn on our congressman senator to prove to us that there's a war in Russia.
What do you all think about what he said? I agree with some of it. Some of it sounded a little crazy. Talking about Putin's been dead for 6 years or something like that, but what do y'all think about that? I think he's right when he says that we should get these governors, all of them need to be taken out of office. None of it's working in our best interest. And the Democrats and the Republicans, well, they're all just the same people, nefarious, and none of them's doing anything for anyone other than themselves. Pay attention. Absolutely no lies detected on that. Absolutely no lies. And I don't know if there's actually a war going on in Ukraine or not, but what I do know is that our government has staged things and they've pushed narratives and agendas. That's what they have done in the past.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's absolutely what they have done in the past. So you can never put anything past them as far as I'm concerned. But so I'm going to remind you all again. Now, he said if there was a power outage, that it wouldn't be an EMP, it would be, he said that it would be them cutting a hard wire because it's hardwired all the way from here to China. Either way, I'm going to tell you like this. If there is a cyber attack and the power goes out and there's outages, I absolutely think that it will be the divided snakes that does it. And I think that they're going to do it this summer. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I think. I think they would do it in the summer because, hey, just imagine the power being out in the summer. It's going to be so hot. It'll be a whole heat wave for some people. And at the end of the day, this is the question you should ask yourselves. Because when I've been telling you about the power grid going down and the power outages and all of that, and telling you to stock up on food and water, you know, for the food shortages and all the stuff I've been telling you since Thanksgiving Day of 2020. Y'all heard it here first. Ever since I have been telling you all that. Now, some of you have actively been collecting these things. Some of you have not. And you just think that you have, you know, more time and you keep putting it off. But this is not the time to procrastinate. This is not the time to be thinking about going out clubbing and partying. This is not the time to be listening to celebrity gossip. This is the time to be preparing for an apocalypse. Okay? I just want y'all to
surviving off the land.
Because do you ever ask yourselves, how long could you survive? How long could you survive if, in fact, the power grid went out? For weeks. How long do you think you would last? Queen, they are already doing it where I live in little spurts. Says Danielle. Really?
Yeah, they are doing it. They even, they doing it in little spurts in some cities. Some of these cities and stuff. They running a test.
Everyone, please like and share. Here's a study that was conducted. Okay, this study was conducted. This report came out last month. They say study predicts that 12,800 deaths could happen if heat wave and power failure struck Phoenix. Now that's just one place. Here's what you should know. So this is the worst case scenario, and it's pretty scary. According to a May 23rd, 2023 article from the New York Times, the study was published in the Journal of Environmental Science and Technology. Now, on the journal's website, a number of people were listed as having contributed to the study, including a number of people from Arizona. Now, I want you to pay attention because this isn't Google research. Okay, the Journal of Environmental Science and Technology, that's peer-reviewed information, which means it's a whole lot more reliable, is all I'm saying. And so listen, contributors from Arizona include Ashley Broadbent, Matai Georges, and David Hundula. All three are listed as being with Arizona State University School of Geographical Sciences and Urban Planning. Now on ASU's website, Broadbent is listed as an assistant research professor, with Georges and Hundula being listed as associate professors. All three have listed climate science as one of their areas of expertise. So what did they say? Well, the study comes to say, as blackouts across the country have doubled over the past 8 years, climate change is making heat waves hotter and longer, and cities like Phoenix are increasing its heat islands with every new building, roadway, house, and driveway. The study uses a scenario of Phoenix being hit by a heat wave with high temperatures hovering over 110 degrees Fahrenheit, coupled with a power grid blackout that lasts at least 2 days. Pay attention. Now, based on that scenario, the study found that about half the city's population, nearly 800,000 people, would suffer from heat-related illnesses. 800,000 people, and that's in 2 days. So y'all think this is a game? It's not a game. Okay, it's not a game. I've been giving you these lifelines for a reason. Okay, nearly 800,000 people would suffer from heat-related illnesses in 2 days, overwhelming the city's 3,000 emergency room beds. In addition, an estimated 12,800 people would die in 2 days. In 2 days, they said, we're very excited about the piece of analysis that we were able to tackle, and we hope it increases conversation between local and federal governments and how we can be prepared for such large-scale hazards. This is what Hundula said, okay, who is also Phoenix's first director of heat mitigation and response. We are also looking at those extreme events, so it's really helpful.
So y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? She said she been telling people since 2021 to prepare for them hitting the power grid. They gonna say it's another place or one of their enemy countries, but it will more than likely be these United Snakes divided snakes, whatever they is, whatever they got going on, and whatever they got, they trying to do, whatever. They just wicked, just don't care, just been deceiving the people, lying to them since before our generation. So it's a lot going on. But y'all go check out, if y'all want to see the rest of this. This is about them hitting the power grid. This is the original Ahmadiyya Shakur, the original Queen of Receipts. You can go check her out on YouTube and like, subscribe, share, tell her I sent you over there or whatever. Just go check her out, support her, because I'm all about giving people, their flowers and stuff while they're alive and letting them know how much I appreciate it. I'm not about that trying to take somebody else. I'm not about plagiarism and all that kind of stuff. Now we about to get into a little of our girl too, our other lady. See, I uplift the queens and kings and everybody. So I'm not no person, you know what I'm saying? I'm about community, about unity, about the collective. Now we about to go into what I was talking about, are we raising children in hell and not taking accountability? We about to get into that. So let's see. We about to get into it. Do a little bit of streaming of that, and then we're gonna get out of here after that. Hopefully I can. There she go. It should pop up because I was just looking at it. It's called Raising Boys. Where is it? Better type it in. I got lazy for a second. And you think she talking bad, but she really this is really interesting. Where is it? Everything else want to pop up beside the one I'm looking for. She just streamed it the other day. Oh my god. Let's pop on her and then that one might come up.
Oh, the first day that we signed up for Monday.com, our department was already able to connect our processes, our software, actually everything into one centralized place. So the first day.
1 second. What's the name of it? Should have just popped up in my history, but oh well. Oh, it's under this title. Here we go. I don't know where we gonna start at. No, I ain't trying to do all that. Now.
Perspective more and more as she listened to me. You know how many lives have been changed dramatically.
Okay. This is Princilla. This is the Queen Maker. This is the lady that's hitting the stream with all her it's not new information, but it's the rise of the divine feminine, so it's the way she's presented. We ain't heard it like this before. And I had subscribed to her like a while back, but honestly I didn't understand, and I guess I wasn't ready at that time, but I'm ready now. Cause I mean I've been been eating it up, and it makes sense that she breaks the science down. And it's not out of hate or anything like that, it's just time for the truth. It's time for the the people to be able to have these conversations and speak the truth. I mean, it's no eggshelling no more. So It is what it is. You know, we've been like, even me on my lives a few years ago, I was warning the divine masculines about, please stop hating the divine feminine. Please, if y'all don't, then it's gonna be where it's gonna be. It's gonna be where it's gonna be left behind, or you're not gonna be here anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be, even women, the women with the patriarchal mindset that's hating each other and still in that competition and divide and conquer and oppressing people and other women, and it's me, myself, and I type mentality. It's over for that. It's not just the men. You either gonna get with it or be left behind, and left behind could be not able to vibrate on this earth no more. You see, what I'm saying? They call her the female. They call this lady the female. Kevin Samuel. She talking about raising boys. And I'm gonna let it play, and we're gonna discuss it and all that. So here we go. Go back a little bit. Past the music.
Y'all see two of me? Y'all see two of me? I see two of me. I'm trying to make sure I ain't got double vision. I'm trying to find out how that even happened. That's interesting, because I could probably use that if I knew how that even turned out like that. I could probably use that to my advantage.
She sound like me.
Oh, wait. Well, thank y'all so much for showing up here. Right? I thank y'all so much for showing up here. I had a great time in my book club. I absolutely did. I had a wonderful time this morning, and I'm sure that all of my students had.
Yeah, you want to like, subscribe, and join her Patreon, all that. She got a lot of good books, y'all, that put you on the game. The men can use it too. It ain't just for the women. The men need to read up and figure out who they are too. She got 41 Laws of Power. And then she got that love book. She got the Patreon and the book club and stuff. And it's a lot of good things. And I like how she talking in this live about how you don't supposed to be like, if a man want to call in and want to learn something, he ain't being on bullshit. You don't supposed to be trying to be like, hateful and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna let it play out, and she gonna tell us how, she gonna really lay down the law, like how we supposed to be as women too, and raising these boys.
Had a wonderful time this morning where we actually enlightened to a level beyond, level far and beyond, right? What I want to teach you, I hope that you all learn to be very, very observant and not to dismiss anything, right? Don't dismiss nothing, right? Because a few people really showed me who they were internally, right? Internally, as a result of the shenanigans that took place yesterday, right? I really pay attention, and I really, really read through people. It's so amazing to me how some of these women literally had their legs behind their head 2 days ago and had penis juice deep down their throat. And I had people on the thing, well, the energy is shifting and the paradigm is shifting so fast, so everybody waking up at the same time. So ain't nobody took nothing from you, right? So you had penis juice deep down your throat 3 days ago. You fighting to get a refund from wife school. You've been following divestment channels, and you probably just unsubscribed 45 minutes ago. And you just woke up after drinking a cold glass of penis juice this morning and just had all the wisdom in the world. You know what I think? This is what happened. Miss me with the bullshit. But I tell you what, a lot of people definitely show who they are internally. They show who they are internally by the way they respond, right? The same chicks that have fought chicks over dudes addressing another woman about penis that you sharing, right? That you fought over, that you thought you owned. Fighting, calling another woman like Miss Shirley, right? Hello, Barbara, this is Shirley, right? About a dude or about some penis, because you think you own it because you got some marriage papers.
Okay.
The same people that have done these things in their life, right? Jealousy will open their mouth or right to say why somebody need to give you credit for the stuff that they come across over here. Why somebody need to give you credit. These are the same people who have fought over penis, who believed in monogamy.
In a fight right now.
And if you can't determine what is righteous and what ain't, you tell me a whole lot about you. A person who can't distinguish right from wrong, righteous from unrighteous, scrupulous from unscrupulous, if they can't tell you that, these are people that you shouldn't trust or you should feed with a long handled spoon. Look in the comments and look at how people respond. I just had somebody ask me who been on this channel for quite a while. Well, she took your bio, that's wrong, but what she need to credit you for? Bitch, the girl said verbatim, word for word, right out of my damn mouth. Y'all ain't seen me on this platform take nothing from nobody. And if I want to make commentary on somebody's stuff,
I give them credit.
You see me play it here. You mean to tell me that you don't know the difference between scrupulous and unscrupulous, bad intent and good intent? You don't know. You know why you don't know? Because that shit is deep within you too. It's deep within you too. Meanwhile, you was fighting over penis. You was fighting over penis. Y'all been sitting up here watching TV, watching bullshit, listening to bullshit for all these years. You ain't thought about nothing. You chased penis. You was in the comments arguing with people over the years about being the grammar police. You didn't give a damn about looking up no definitions or nothing. You wasn't on this shit. You was strong pick-me's when I started this shit. Real strong. You heard the lady that called my show? She called every now and then, every so often, the boy mom. When she first called, she was mad at me, vehemently disagreed, and every time she calls, she has changed her perspective more and more as she listened to me. You know how many lives have been changed dramatically from being over here? I mean dramatically. Like that. Like that. And you got the nerve to ask me what somebody need to credit me for? You got the nerve to ask me why somebody need to credit me? Meanwhile, you have
I got that same like
your life over other human beings that you thought you owned, fighting over penis because you thought it was yours, right? Huh? Right? No, ain't nothing new under the sun. But guess what? Guess what? All these raw materials, there's different buildings, different creators using different things to build a perspective, right? In order to come to these conclusions that I have come to, I've had to have my hands in a million different subjects. And while y'all was sitting up there watching TV and listening to music, I've been riding in silence, listening to nothing but my thoughts. While y'all was watching TV, I turned the TV off at 19 years old. I'm 37 now. All these shows that y'all done watched, I ain't even seen them. I don't even know what's out there. You know more entertainment than you know education. You know more entertainment than you know education. So, for those who can't determine right from wrong, pure intent, see, y'all the ones I'm talking about. Because you are the one that when you need something or when you think you want something, you don't find a problem taking it from somebody. That's in you. That's in you. That's in you. Your ego's so in the way that you feel like it's okay to just do what you want to do and nobody say nothing about it. And then you so weak.
Hold on.
You so weak that you won't stand up for yourself, so you think another person ain't.
What's up? I'm on live. You need something? You good? Okay. Here. Shit. It's on the bed. All right, I'm back.
Supposed to stand up for themselves, right? You're so weak that because a person is standing up for themselves and you couldn't stand up for yourself, right? You need your ego stroke. Well, I felt this way. Why the fuck you didn't get up and say nothing? Huh? Were you the only person that had the guts to get up here and say it? Well then, keep your mouth closed. Because a pair of lips will say anything. A pair of lips will say anything. Right? Ain't nobody the creator of the truth. But the conclusions that you come to and how you build those conclusions out of the raw materials that you discover, yeah, that's unique. You was just sucking dick last week. And all of a sudden, you just this enlightened person today. Right? How many people have fought me on this channel saying, I don't really agree with everything she's saying, I have to shut them down and put truth in their face again. Huh? Right? You don't know how to be a woman. You don't know how to be free. Because you still scared, right? 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 You still scared. And you think I'm wrong for standing up and saying something. Because you don't know how to take up for yourself. That's why you stayed in a relationship that fucked you up for so many years. But then you got the nerve, I've been knowing this. You was a goddamn lie, why you didn't do nothing? Why somebody got to spoon feed you and shove it down your throat to change your mind before you get up and change your idea if you knew something so much, right? You knew this so much, but you still been jumping from dick to dick trying to find love, right? You knew, right? If you knew it so much, then the moment that you figured it out, you should have stopped fucking with males altogether. You should have never been on the femininity coach shit, right? You should have never bought into the idea of femininity being based on how you look, fit, feminine, and friendly. But I bet you bought into it though, right? I bet you bought into it. Right? You don't even know what it is to be a woman. Yeah, you hear dudes out here saying, oh yeah, women are acting masculine and you don't even know what the hell that means. But you just felt that you knew, right? Because you don't like to give credit where credit is due, but you sitting over here, right? Sitting over here. Right? You got the nerve to say something to me about speaking up. About speaking up. Why you got a problem with somebody speaking up for themselves? You know why? Because you really ain't learning shit over here. You're really not getting the depths of what is actually being taught, right? That's why all you could do is regurgitate, because you really don't even understand what is actually being taught and what is actually being said. You don't understand it, right? You don't understand transparency. You don't understand enlightenment sheds light, right, on all the hidden spots. You don't understand that enlightenment means that you have risen above the lower nature. How you gonna be out here talking some stuff and you still operating in the lowest of the lowest nature? How you gonna do it? I'm just trying to find out. How you gonna be moving in fear and then taking up for the ones who are the transgressors, right? But then you'll open your mouth in the school about the bullied getting suspended after the bully is the one that started it. Right? Tell me, what does it mean to think? Can somebody tell me what it means to think? I mean, since you know the information is just out there, since you know, I mean, most people tried the law of attraction and still couldn't figure that shit out. Why don't you just go ahead and tell me, right? It's out here, lightning going so fast, the paradigm is shifting so fast. Go ahead and tell me straight up, what does it mean to think? Because let me tell you something about a capitalistic society. The rest of these people, they'll leave you in the dark and just give you breadcrumbs, right? I could leave you in the dark and I'll let you figure it out. Let me see how much you know. Let me see how much you know that you can figure it out on your own. Let me see you put it together. Right? Let me see you do it. Everybody around here walking with their eyes wide shut. Been wide shut. And still wide shut. But you can't even, you so enlightened and you done figured it out, but you can't tell, you can't even say what's right and what's wrong. You can't even pull that out your spirit, right? Just keep your mouth closed, because the more you talk, the more you expose yourself, right? And yes, few people exposed themselves today. In the comments, they sure did. You know why? Because they don't really know this information. They really don't know it, and they don't embody it. You can tell because people have selective hearing like a mug. If you go back and watch yesterday's show, at the very beginning, I said I'm not the creator of truth. I'm not the creator of truth. I said that. I also said that sharing is caring. And that the right thing to do is when you find something is just credit the source that you got it from. That's it. That's it. Now, I've spoken about chimpanzees and bonobos, bonobo monkeys. I have. And I put the research right in front of your face. I'm not the creator of it, but I have been studying nature and looking into nature for some years, but I am not the one doing the field research. And then I came across France de Waal, who is a primatologist, and this is his life's work. This is his life's work. I don't take credit for what other people have done. Right? I don't. I don't run around here posing it like it's my own. What is my own is my original thought process and my abstract thinking that has tied this all together to create a bigger picture that's so deep to understand and easy to understand. I done flipped this all on its head in every area, right? Right? It took me years to do that, though. I didn't just wake up overnight and it just all fell in my head, right? That's not how that happened, right? And if I gotta teach you about integrity, if I gotta teach you about righteousness, scrupulous and unscrupulous, that means patriarchy has done a complete number on you so strong that you don't know your asshole from your fingernail. And if we bring you in a group, you're gonna take that same behavior in a group. You're showing that you're untrustworthy. And you don't even have the self-awareness to look at yourself and see it. You don't even have the self-awareness to look at yourself and see it. Again, I don't go to people channels sitting there looking at stuff. Let me tell you, if you want to create a channel and you want to try to go viral, and you get you a YouTube coach or a TikTok coach, you want to know what they teach you? They teach you to go take other people's shit and repost it. That's what they teach you to do. They teach you to go take other people's stuff and repost it with your own little twist on it. That's the coaching. Meanwhile, if somebody fucked your man, right, when you was still a pick-me, right, you ready to fight. But now you see, I don't see no problem with somebody coming over here. What they need to credit you for? What a bitch need to stop fucking your man for then? Why shouldn't she be in your bed? He invited her in there. She got every right to be in there. Because that's his bed too, right? Right? If somebody got to sit down and teach you about righteousness, you more fucked up than you realize. If somebody got to teach you about integrity, then you more fucked up than you realize, right? And you too ego-driven to look at yourself and check yourself. You're too ego-driven to look at yourself and check yourself, right? Because you still operated in patriarchy mentality. That's why you don't know this shit. And y'all out here repeating shit that you really don't even understand. That you don't even fucking embody. You don't even embody it. It's just another popular talking point, right? Oh, I shouldn't be talking to the audience like that. I shouldn't be getting on people because you can't even sift through your own mind to determine what's right and fucking wrong. Because the system has broken down so much that your morals, your morality, because we ain't in school. You know, plagiarism is a common thing now. You ain't never have no morals to begin with, only proving that your morals came from the motherfucking top. And now that they dismantling it, you don't have a compass. You don't have an internal moral compass. Somebody gotta tell you what's right and wrong. That's how fucked up you are. And you don't even see it. You don't even see it. Right? Ain't none of y'all fit to be leaders if you don't even understand integrity. Well, want to pull up the Army core values. I want to pull up the Army core values. Right? This is the High Powered Podcast. This is separate from anything else in the YouTube space. Right? And I do I build my platform on righteousness, right? And the people who are here, I expect you to learn to get some righteousness about yourself, right? I don't know if you think this is a trauma bonding channel where this is just quote unquote man bashing. I don't know what you think this is. But over here, you're supposed to look internally and look at your damn self, right? And analyze and critique your own damn thought process. Or does somebody need to tell you to do that? Do somebody need to tell you to do that? Somebody got to tell you.
Somebody got to tell you everything.
Somebody got to tell you how to do everything. You that lost? You that lost? Army values. This acronym spells out leadership. LD.
See, what I like about her is she don't just talk about something. She find the solutions. She find the solutions to it. She don't just talk. She break it down, give you solutions to the stuff. Like, she don't just leave you out there hanging. You know how, they tell you, oh, you ain't living right. This ain't right, and you just feel doomed. She give you some answers and some clarity to it, and break it down scientifically and spiritually also.
RSHIP, leadership. And the I in leadership stands for integrity.
I gotta change my avatar too.
It stands for integrity. The fact that y'all question what integrity is a red flag. The fact that you have to question what it means to have integrity. Do what's right legally and morally. The first step to ideological subversion is demoralization. Morality is a byproduct of philosophy which starts at the top. When you demoralize a nation, you take their morality away because you change the philosophies. You take away the philosophy that was attached to the morality. Why? Because of the internet. And since you ain't in school, do you feel like it's the free for all and you have lost your integrity? You have lost a moral compass because you never had one to begin with, and you were dependent on the system to give you your morality, which tells me that you exist at the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. You're out here repeating shit that you really don't comprehend. Why don't you know what it means to have integrity? Why? Oh, you know what it means when somebody want to fuck your dude though, huh? Or who you think is your dude. The penis that you think you own. Oh, you know when integrity.
She said, you know when to kick it in, don't you? That's true. She said, you know when to kick that integrity in, don't you? You know when to kick it in. If somebody want to mess with your husband, that's my husband. I got papers on him. That's what I said that back in the day. Or when somebody want to mess with that man, but when it come to other stuff, boy, whoo, I have a problem. That's another reason why I be to myself, because I don't agree. I'm there on that. Like all this moralistic when it comes to a man. So when it comes to just doing right and wrong, you lost. Okay.
Integrity mean then though, huh? Integrity. Do what's right legally and morally. Integrity is a quality you develop by adhering to moral principles. Why is your moral principles Why do your moral principles lack the understanding of integrity? Ask yourself that. Because I want to know. I want to know. But y'all think that y'all can raise boys. You think, right? You think that the male is supposed to act different when you yourself don't even have a moral compass that includes integrity. You don't even know what it means. Oh, you flex it sometimes, and other times you just get rid of it? It ain't about what other people do, right, outside of this platform. It's about the people who are here a lot of the times and sitting here listening to this who still seem to be lost about what's happening. Because your commentary, as a person who's been here for a while, if your commentary lacks integrity or the understanding of integrity, you got a lot of self-work to do, sweetheart. Because people outside, they gonna do what they gonna do. I'm gonna address it if I got to address it. But you, who are in the comment section here, especially if you've been here for a while, and you don't know what it means to have integrity, your commentary does not include integrity. Well, I don't know what you think. Even if you sitting there listening to a person literally take verbatim, word for word, and then pose it as if she know, and then figured it out on her own when she was probably had her legs behind her head last week, dick deep down in her damn cervix, right?
Damn.
Just came to enlightenment overnight, right? And you've been here, and you don't know what it means to have integrity, which means since you don't know, you ain't a good friend to have, because integrity is not an integral part of your moral compass.
Boy, she hit the nail on the head. When I first went to her chat, like when I went to her stream a few years ago, I mean, not a few years ago, a few months ago, them women were tearing me up in there, boy. Woo. I was like, now I don't mind the truth, but I'm sensing a lot. I'm sensing a little, she getting it right now. I'm sensing some hate, boy. But it could have been me too. Because I still, I was still in denial about some things. I'm not going to sit here and tell no tales. I was in denial about some things. But, yeah, if you're not a good friend, I was in denial about some things. So, they were tearing me up a few months ago in that chat, but like I said, I was still in denial. I had the mic on mute, so I don't know if you heard me or not. But yeah, you can't make nobody a good friend if you don't have morals, integrity, and personal courage and stuff like that. And people can see it. Like, some people wonder like why you branch off or you when you see them signs, like they not gonna have my back if it really go down. Like, if I'm not around, hold on, this is my dad. Let me answer this. I'm gonna let this play. Might be something wrong. Yeah, you good. I'm on a live stream. I was just making sure you was okay. I was making sure you were safe and you were okay and everything was fine with you. Well, look, I'll call you back in a little while, okay? I love you. You're not going to bed no time soon. Well, I'm going to call you back in a little bit, all right? All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, that was the old folks. I don't want to ignore that call because, could be something that could be in need. They're a little older now. A little elderly. So let me go and play this. But yeah, I have a problem with that. I have a serious problem with that type of thing. So let's play it.
See, integrity is an integral part of my moral compass. That song at the beginning of my show, I do music. I do music. King Sis been playing on my channel for some months now. And as much as people love her stuff, right? I didn't take her stuff off of there. I didn't stop that girl from getting from people downloading her music. Cause I'm not no hater. I'm a congratulator. Right? I'm a congratulator. I got music too that I don't even play on my channel no more. One of the reasons I don't play it because I literally don't feel like going in there and having to tell them this is my music every time I post a video. I could do that. I just don't want to. I could do that. I could change out her. They've been charging me $30 a month to access music from Epidemic Sound. Listen to me. They've been charging $30 a month for me to access music, which is overcharging me. I asked them for a refund. Okay. It's supposed to be $15. But they've been charging me $30 a month for royalty-free music on Epidemic Sound. I can change the music at the beginning of this show, every show. But the people like her music. And it's a good addition, and it's a great waiting period. Good music to play at the beginning to wait. I pay $15 now because they didn't finally cut out one of them. Now I pay $15, but I've been paying $30 to play 2 songs when I got a full fucking library that I can go and play music of all sorts. But I pay that just to play them 2 songs. Them 2 songs. You know why? Because people like her music. I like her music. Right? And nobody has a problem telling that that's who's the creator. I didn't take her music down because people was like, I love her music, and I got music and put mine back up there. I ain't done that. You know why? Because my ego is intact. I'm not a jealous person. I'm not an envious person. And I actually have integrity. If you got to question what it means to have integrity and your commentary reflects what you think she need to credit you for, and you sat up here and listened to that shit.
That part.
I saw another lady post, somebody sent me a post, right, of a woman posting the series of men are not natural protectors and providers, right? They not natural protectors and providers. She gave those people on TikTok credit until it was brought to her. She posted it and tagged those people's information in her post on YouTube, which was the right thing to do, provided that they were the original content creators. And I said, you did a great thing by doing that. If only they'd have done that when they came and got it from over here. You know what she did? She credited me. What's the problem with saying where you got something from? What's the problem? You know why you don't find a problem? Because you don't have no integrity in your damn self. Because now, since it's a quote-unquote free-for-all and everybody's doing it because of demoralization, you depend on other people to tell you what's right and wrong. You don't have no damn compass within your damn self. That's why you don't know it's wrong, regardless of what everybody motherfucking doing. That's why you don't have no business going to repeat something that you really don't even know what you talking about. Why somebody gotta tell you what the hell that shit is? do what's right legally and morally. Integrity is a quality you develop by adhering to moral principles. It requires that you do and say nothing that deceives others. It requires that you do and say nothing that deceives others. What have I said on here that has deceived you? What information did I put out here that I didn't tell you where I got it from? To back up the points that I have come to the conclusion of, huh? What have I misled you on? You don't know what's deception and what ain't? You know why you don't? Because you depend on somebody's religion, somebody's government, somebody to tell you what's right and wrong, and your moral compass of what's right and wrong changes with the fucking tides. It changes with the goddamn tides. It requires that you do and say nothing that deceives others. As your integrity grows, so does the trust others place in you. So does the trust that others place in you. How can you not have an internal moral compass that includes integrity and think that you're trustworthy? And think that somebody should want to be friends with you, should want to be in any intimate spaces with you, because you don't know what's right and what's wrong unless somebody tell you or put it in a fucking law. Somebody got to put it in a law to make you have shit that you should have internally, especially if you're a woman. The male has to be taught this, but they done brought you down so far that you have lost your internal moral compass, and you get your behavioral patterns and what's right and what's wrong based on the fucked up environment.
Uh-oh.
It's all a learning lesson. Everything that I do is a teachable moment, because everything I do is intentional over here. I don't know if y'all think this is for play. You got to think this is for play. You got to. Because you over here playing. You're not taking life that seriously. You can't be. The more choices you make based on integrity, the more this highly prized value will affect your relationships with family and friends, and finally, the fundamental acceptance of yourself. The fundamental acceptance of yourself. Why somebody got to teach you what integrity is? How you gonna teach somebody something else? How are you going to teach somebody something that you do not embody in yourself? How you gonna teach somebody something that you don't even embody in your own self? Do you even know what it means? Listen, we got women trying to copy this shit over here, who've been sitting up here talking about men supposed to be leaders and providers and leaders, and they don't even know what it means to be a leader. They don't even know the qualities of leadership to determine if a male is even capable of leadership. And you can't know that if you're not even embodying those qualities within yourself. Why somebody got to teach you what integrity means? Y'all out here playing. You really out here playing. You get off here and what you do? What, you go smoke crack? Huh? You go drink and turn on a TV show and eat some ding dongs? The hell you doing? You should be bettering yourself, and you should be looking in the damn mirror, examining your thought process. That's what you should be doing. That's what you should be doing. You sitting up here asking why somebody need to be honest. You asking why somebody need to be honest. You know why? Because you pick and choose when you want to be honest. That's why. A lot of y'all gonna get left behind if you don't get it together, I'm telling you. You can go out here and try to be fake, but you got to embody this shit. You got to become it. Because if you don't become it, you gon' get left behind, guaranteed.
I love it. It ain't nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. Yes.
You've been sitting out here passive, walking around blind passive for all these damn years. You don't even know how to pay attention to detail. And all of a sudden, you just woke up and figured some shit out. You don't even know how to pay attention to detail. Right? You think this entertainment?
That's real.
You're gonna wake up one day and your ass gonna be left behind. It's just the bottom line. Because you are a student. Right? You are a damn student. And your job is to do some self-reflection.
Right.
And then here's the funny thing. The girl was looking for a fight from me. The same person who took the shit to try to pose it like she the girl was trying to look for a fight from me. I don't got time for that stupid shit. And then you got people who think it's okay. You got people sitting in a high-power podcast who think that shit is cool. Baby, I'm not fighting you because your ego is bruised. Your ego is bruised? You want to fight me because I addressed you or something? I addressed you or something?
Wow.
Ghetto hoodlums that exist on the animal nature. You mean to tell me, after I done put this shit out here and told you how this Maslow's hierarchy thing work, you mean to tell me an animal didn't figure this shit out? Ain't no consciousness. There is no consciousness in the lower chakras.
Uh-oh.
There is no consciousness in the lower chakras.
Okay.
In the lower nature. Why you trying
animal nature
to start a fight with me? Huh? You picked the right one. Girl, I don't got time for that. I do not have time for that.
Right.
That ain't even what I'm on, sweetheart.
Too much work to do.
I'm not on that. You at the High Power Podcast.
Yeah, that's what I be saying when I go on these other streams and these other panels, and I don't go up on the panels because I notice it's a lot of want to argue and stuff like that. I'm like, I've been arguing with people all my life since I was a child. What the hell I want to do that for now? I'm trying to heal, ascend, and learn, and unite, and do something different. We've been doing that for how long? And where have we gotten? You know what I'm saying? All that arguing and wasted energy for what? Yeah, it's crazy. And like she said, it's no consciousness in the lower chakras. That's what the Bible talk about when they talk about sin. That's that lower nature. It's not that it's sinful. You just have to have balance. Who wanna keep acting like an animal?
because you want personal development.
Like a beast.
That's the reason why you're supposed to be here. Or you just like when I tell people they've been sipping on penis juice. You just waiting for me to say penis juice. That's why you're here. Just countdown. She finna get ready to say it in a minute. She ain't said it in like 3 minutes, but it's an interval. She gonna say it. It's coming. It's coming. Penis juice. Priscilla just make me laugh. Cause every time you say penis juice, girl, I just lose my mind. Is that why you're here? Huh? Waiting on me to say nut milk and penis juice? You're supposed to be here for personal development. That's why you're supposed to be here. I shouldn't have to tell you what integrity is. Let's go back because I want to get into something, because how you gonna raise your son when you do not embody the qualities of leadership? Because you have to be a leader when you over shit, right? You got to be. Ain't no question about it, right? I got to be responsible for my words. I got to be responsible for my words that I put out here, right? I gotta be. That's what it means to be a leader, right? Let's go back. Okay. So anyway, let's go back up to loyalty. Loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. Let me skip to personal courage, the P. Personal courage is face fear, danger, or adversity, physical or moral. Face fear, danger, or adversity, physical or moral. I've had people comment under there, I knew this, I've been knowing this for 20 years. You ain't saying nothing that I didn't already know. I was just too scared to get out there and say something. A pair of lips will say anything, right? You can say you knew something, but if you knew it, I know you wouldn't have been fucking no dudes. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have had a couple more boyfriends, but a few boyfriends in that period of time. But fuck all that. Fuck all that. Personal courage. Face fear, danger, or adversity, physical or moral. To get out here and put this shit out here, the way I put it out here, right? To go up there to fresh and fit, put it out here. Baby, that's personal courage. Right? To face adversity, right? In the climate that we in, to get out here and say things that I'm saying in the way that I'm saying it, right? I gotta have my phone, sweetheart. I gotta have my phone on lock, right? Because I got trolls calling my phone, cussing me out. Sweetheart. Sweetheart, right? Face fear, danger, or adversity, physical or moral. I'm facing this shit to wake you the fuck up, but you got the nerve. Why you think somebody need to credit you for anything? You have no integrity, and you don't even recognize personal courage when you see it, right?
No.
But you didn't get up there and open your mouth. You rolled with the motherfucking tides, didn't you? right? And you did what was comfortable, hid behind patriarchy and the shit that was popular, right? But you want to know how to raise boy children and you don't have no courage or no goddamn integrity. You don't have no personal courage or no fucking integrity. You think just because you in a female body that automatically makes you a leader after you'd have been fucked up for centuries through patriarchy? Girl, you got a long goddamn way to go. A long way to go. You scary. You ain't got no integrity. You pick and choose when you supposed to have some, right? You don't know how to have compassion for the overall situation. You don't know, because you still stuck on your personal feelings about shit, right?
Looking at the big picture.
Oh, no. Don't stop and tell me that it take time, give people grace. No, I ain't got to give you no grace because you know it already, right? I don't have to give you no grace because you already know it, right? You've been knowing this for years. But everybody fucked up, but they've been knowing it for years, right? The world fucked up, but everybody been knowing it for years. Ain't nobody had no personal courage. Right? You think it's a game over here. Because you ain't really getting what I'm actually talking about or doing. You think this shit just talking points. That's what you think it is. You got to think that. I can let you figure it out on your own. I'll let you figure it out on your own. Right? Because you ain't been searching for no goddamn answers. You ain't been searching for no damn answers. Honor. Live up to the Army values. The Army values. What are the Army values, right? These 7 core things that spell out leadership. Live up to that. Make that a part of your character. Make it a part of your character. Integrity and personal courage is a part of my character. I don't turn it on and turn it off for this situation as opposed to that situation. It's always on. It's always on. And it should always be on with you regardless of what people outside of this platform is doing. Your thought process, the things that you think and spew out your mouth or onto a keyboard, you should think about it. Especially if you've been here long enough. Now, I won't have this problem out of none of the people in my book club. This ain't even a conversation I would have to have with anybody in my book club. But it's interesting, the people that saying this shit don't have a badge by their name. They don't have a badge by their name, which tells me that they got ego issues, thinking they know some shit that they really don't know. Because they ain't realized that they would have to humble themselves and learn more. Because there's no way that you know this and you're not embodying it in your thought process. There's no way that you know this and you're not embodying
So what she's saying is you gotta walk it like you talking. This ain't just a talking point. This is a way of life, everyday life.
Seeing it in your thought process that comes out in your commentary. You don't know it. You don't. And it shows. Because somebody got to tell you what the fuck integrity means. Live up to the Army values. The nation's highest military award is the Medal of Honor. This award goes to soldiers who make honor a matter of daily living. Honor, a matter of daily living. Soldiers who develop the habit of being honorable and solidify the habit with every value choice they make. You don't know this shit because you're not embodying it. Are your actions honorable? Right? Right? Is theft honorable? No. Is trying to usurp an identity honorable? No. If you want to move into a better world, how the hell can you move into a better world taking shit that's been a part of the old fucked up world and try to bring it into the new world? If you keep on trying to act like that, I'm telling you, you're going to get left behind and it ain't going to work for you. It ain't going to work for you. This is about how you live every day. This is about how you think, how you behave. And thoughts precede actions. Thoughts precede actions. So if your original thought that you allowed to come out of your mouth and onto the keyboard lacked integrity, lacked the understanding of integrity and honor, it is because you lack it within yourself. It shouldn't be a question about what's honorable and what isn't, what's honorable, what's not, what's integrity and what's not integrity. We shouldn't have to have a conversation about this if you already knew it. Because guess what? This comes at a higher level of thought. Higher level of thought. But it's clear that you got to be taught because the government told you ain't got to have no integrity now. The government told you can just do whatever the hell you want to do without no thoughts about your actions. Since everybody doing it, this is just social media and people do it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. That's because you wait on somebody else to tell you what's right and what's wrong. And that's the motherfucking problem in the world. Too many goddamn Indians and not enough goddamn chiefs. Too many Indians and not enough chiefs who can sit here and have an internal moral compass and not follow the motherfucking crowd. Oh, it's getting too hot? Is it getting too hot? Huh? But you know this already. You know it already. What you here for if you're not trying to develop yourself personally? You're not even embodying, you ain't even trying to embody it. Motherfuckers paying, trying to figure out how to be a gold digger, trying to figure out how to be motherfucking feminine to fit the male ideal. On your knees being a fucking bobblehead, chasing penis, but you knew this already though. With no academia though. Watching entertainment and shoving that shit down, going to sleep with the TV on, right? Listening to music half your damn day. You just knew it already though, huh? But you're not embodying it. To know and not to do is not to fucking know. Let me tell you one more time. To know and not to do is not to know. Because when you know something, you embody it. To know and not to do is not to know.
I love that. I love what she just said, y'all. I love what she just said. Well, y'all, this is Queen Maker Princilla, the High Power Podcast. The name of this episode is Raising Boys. It's the High Power Podcast, and it is called Raising Boys. And I actually think she's on right now. I think she's on with what she got going on now. Yeah, it's called the High Power Podcast Raising Boys. And I think she started an hour ago with looking into the mind of a male, but this one I'm streaming is the y'all can go look at it. You can go look at it if you want to. Yeah. And I told her. I actually told her I was streaming her. But yeah, y'all can go and watch this episode on Priscilla's High Powered Podcast. She's called the Pastor P, the Queen Maker. It's called Raising Boys. I've been up here for a while, a long time. I'm about to get off of here, but like I said, y'all can go check it out. She's saying that, it's a certain type of attitude and moral character you have to have raising these girls, and then especially raising these boys. She said that who they're going to be by the time they're 5 years old. We've been bringing these children into this world and not having no community, not having no village, not having no plan for them, and they don't want to be. They in hell. That's why they miserable. That's why they mad. That's why they acting like they acting. Especially the men. The women catch hell too, but the men got it bad because they been lied to. They don't even know who they are either. So they got all this pressure on them, and they not even capable of doing the things that society lied to them and told them that they were leaders and told them that they rule and they supposed to have all the sense, and it's all a lie. So we really got to watch out for our men, our boys, and make sure we got our ducks in a row, or don't bring them into the world if we ain't prepared. Like I said, we failed youth, and our parents failed us because they didn't know and they didn't have the knowledge and they didn't have the tools. And the ones that did have the tools, the women and the men, the patriarchal messed them up so much they don't know how to parent with love and compassion, and they got a capitalistic father God, divide and conquer type, cold type love. Even the women, I think a patriarchal woman worse than a patriarchal male. They more colder and harsher, and demonic shit. So we just gotta start from now and trying to make it a better world, make it a heaven on earth. Because like she said, you're not gonna be a part of the new world. You're gonna be left behind. And you know what left behind mean? You gotta get up out of here. So this is Moon Goddess 777. After a while, I have my little music and stuff going on. Y'all support Mayat's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. That's the information going across there. Mayat's Temple 777 at gmail.com. For contact information, and the cash app is $MG7777 WGGGA Wooga. Thank you for your time. Y'all come in and replay. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. And let me put the comments down. Let me know how y'all like it so we can do more of this. All right. I'm checking out on this Tuesday. Y'all have a good evening.